Thank you very much, Alan James. Again, special thanks to Coach Mike Johnson for spending time with us here in the pregame show. And the Berries are on the field, Dave. The stands are packed. The weather is awesome. This should be a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, you almost forget what an atmosphere that can be here at LMH Stadium, but the smoke slowly rolls out of the tunnel. They've got that great tradition. Everybody came running out. Everybody's on their feet. We got the dance team out there. We got the cheerleading team out there. And it's going to be a heck of a ball game. It's pretty beautiful. It's beautiful weather. It doesn't look like it's going to get bad tonight, so looking forward to kicking it off.
Yep, our chief meteorologist, Echo Simpson, says it will cool into the upper 70s by the time we're all said and done here, but no threat of rain or lightning. So I guess that's in the area to the south of us, but no such concerns here. So that will do it for the Mike Anderson Auto Group pregame show. When we return, we'll have the opening kickoff of Homecoming 2024 between Logansport and Twin Lakes. There's more to come live from Logansport. Welcome back to a packed LMH Stadium, and the fans continue to roll in. Our former colleague, Steve Isaacs, in the house. You know it's a big deal when Steve Isaacs is in the house sitting with Coach Lang. Coach Mike Turner, who corrected me last week when I had the soccer schedule wrong. So I'm glad Coach Turner's here because now he can't listen to and make corrections on my mistakes. So someone else will have to pick up the slack when I screw up tonight. We'll see if I get out of the first quarter without making one. But this is going to be a lot of fun, Dave. A quality football team coming to town. The Bears would love to get the conference season started out right and get a homecoming win as well.
Absolutely, Joe. I love the celebrity watching as I see Karen Combs, the great guidance counselor, coming up. My old classmate, Mrs. Crayons, superintendent's here to raise the roof when needed. My insurance agent, Kevin Crook, down there hanging out. My friend Drew Ritchie.
Yeah, my old neighbor at LHS, Drew Ritchie, who left me when P-Tech came to town. I lost my next door neighbor. But it's good to see Drew Ritchie, one of the coolest people you'll ever meet.
Absolutely. Coach Matt Lang, his daughter, Mrs. Roca, newly married and works over at the Career Center with me. But, man, Joe, I mean, the excitement is palpable here. It's a beautiful amount of people we got here, and we're just about ready to kick off.
Yep, Twin Lakes won the toss, and they elected to receive, so they want the ball first. So kicking off is Dylan Hammond. He absolutely drills this one out of the back of the end zone. A touchback, and Twin Lakes will be forced to start 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you saw what happened. But for our radio folks, that's who we primarily focus on. That kick over the returner's head. He kind of thought it wasn't going to go that far. Actually ran back as if he was going to try to go get it, but then just let it go.
So the Twin Lakes Indians, pass to run ratio, they have about 3 times as many yards passing as they do running. So they live and die by the pass, and it all starts with their sophomore quarterback, Cooper Dold, 6'2". Big kid. We saw a big kid last week at Benton Central as a young quarterback, and more of the same tonight. So we'll see if that helped the Berries prepare for Twin Lakes here tonight. 1st down and 10. The Indians drop back to pass. Plenty of time. The pass is caught over the middle and running room across the 40-yard line into the secondary and near midfield before he is finally brought down. He being Mason Brummett. All sorts of open field for Brummett, and a huge play on 1st down for Twin Lakes.
Well, you talked about it, Joe. Twin Lakes has a great passing offense, and Coach Johnson even said that they have quality receivers. And I saw them in warm-up, Joe. They were throwing bullet passes back and forth from their knee. And so you can expect to see some precision strikes tonight.
So that takes some of the steam out of this crowd on that first play. A 30-yard pickup, 1st down and 10 for Twin Lakes. They have it at the midfield stripe. Dodd in the gun with 2 receivers to either side of the formation. Hands off to Bremerton. He is hit right at the line of scrimmage. May have fallen forward for a yard. Big Kyle Rosie in on the stop from that nose tackle position. 1 yard gain on the play. We'll set up 2nd down and 9 for Twin Lakes.
Quite a different look from Benton Central last week, Joe. You know, this team actually has as many players as us. You know, last they had about a third of what we had over at Benton as players go. And this Twin Lakes team, big and strong and very talented on both sides of the ball.
Now empty backfield for the Indians. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. And Dodd in the gun on this 2nd down and 9 play for the Twin Lakes Indians. At the Logansport 49-yard line, Dodd back to pass. Has plenty of time. Now the jumps up into the pocket and has a pass is overthrown and incomplete. The intended receiver, Cheyenne Van Wielden. He was open, but on the run, Dodd over the head of his receiver, sets up a 3rd down and 9 and a big play early on here for this Twin Lakes Indians offense and the Berries defense.
Yeah, it looks like this Twin Lakes quarterback is just, throwing struts, and so the Berry defense is going to have to play just really close defense. There's not going to be a lot of time for them to run under these balls because they're going to be whipping through the midair.
And the shade has just now reached the Twin Lakes sideline, so at least partially in the shade. It's completely in the shade over on the Logansport sideline, so a little bit of advantage in the cool weather for the Berries. Back to pass is Dodd again with good protection. The pass is caught once again by Bremen. He'll have the 1st down and more inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line. And so far, Dodd has had all sorts of time in that pocket, Dave, and the Berries might have to try something on him.
Yeah, able to get open kind of at the left hash mark there as the receiver is out on the edges were covered, and so we'll see what they do now, but no problem for Twin Lakes on offense on this first possession.
14-yard pickup on 3rd and 9, so another 1st down for the Twin Lakes Indians. They have it 1st and 10 at the Logansport 35-yard line as they move out of the shade in the middle of the field toward the warm sunshine here at LMH Stadium. 1st down and 10 for Twin Lakes. Now Brummett gets the handoff up the middle, and he falls forward for a couple of yards. Give him down to the 32-yard pickup. 2nd down and 7, so the Berries have handled the run so far pretty well. They've just not been able to slow down Dodd in this passing.
Yeah, all you got to do is not be able to cover one person. One person gets open, they're able to strike and find him. But, Joe, first conference game finally with that kind of 2-tier conference we're in. This is a pretty big game.
Down and 7. Twin Lakes has it at the Logansport 32-yard line. No score. 9 minutes, 40 seconds to go opening quarter. Twin Lakes on the game's opening possession has a nice drive put together so far. Dodd back to pass again. He has plenty of receiver. It is caught inside the 20. Inside the 15 is Leo Dellinger. And again, Dodd has all sorts of sit back and throw, Dave, and just about anyone can complete passes when you give them that much time. And Dodd, a talented signal caller, is getting the job done early.
Yeah, it looked like, Joe, they had a couple receivers over on the left side together. One of them ran straight down the field, and the other one kind of ran a post and able to hit the post guy for that 1st down, and they have had no trouble on this drive.
17-yard pickup, another Twin Lakes 1st down. They're in the red zone, 1st down and 10 at the Berries' 15-yard line. Brumman in the backfield with Dodd, 2 receivers to either side of the formation. Now Dodd will roll out to his right, has time to throw. He's got a man wide open in the end zone, and it is incomplete through the fingertips of Colton Robertson, who was open, and he had his hands on it, and he'll go back to the huddle saying, I should have had that one. That was a touchdown for the Berries, and they dodged a bullet on that play.
And those Twin Lakes coaches right beside us, they couldn't believe it. They called a great play, and the corner of the end zone just wasn't able to connect.
And speaking of Celebrity Watch, Mrs. Carnefel, a colleague of ours at Logansport High School, is in the house with her husband cheering on the Berries. So all sorts of folks, Isaac Russell and Jay Smith and Zach Friels from Coach Fry's baseball team cheering on the Berries. 2nd down and 10 for Twin Lakes. Dodd back to pass. Again, no pressure at all. Now Rosie comes at him, and the pass is incomplete. As Kyle Rosie finally got some pressure on, forced the incomplete pass. And we'll set up 3rd down and 10. Twin Lakes has it at the Logansport 15-yard line.
Yeah, Kyle Rosie got his big paw up there and ran at him as he kind of rolled out to the left. And now Berries in 3rd down and 10. We'll see what they can do. But as the field shortens, of course, the defense has a little more room to operate.
You'd expect this to be 4-down territory, so Twin Lakes has, you would think, a couple of plays to try and pick up these 10 yards here on 3rd down and 10 at the Logansport 15-yard line with Brummett in the backfield. Dodd once again in the gun. Back to pass. Now the protection breaks down. Lauren Taylor putting the pressure on. The pass is going to, and credit Lauren Taylor with making the play that time, Dave, as he forced Dodd to throw it before he wanted to.
And Lauren Taylor, just a Tasmanian devil out on any court or field. And so once he gets loose, you don't want him chasing after you. But obviously the answer for the Berries, put some pressure on this quarterback, because if you don't put pressure on him, he's going to deliver.
And that will bring out the field goal unit. So not 4-down territory. So their place kicker is going to try a 32-yard field goal. And this is that a 10? I can't tell the number. But it's going to be a 32-yard field goal attempt. The kick is on its way, and it is off the crossbar and no good. As it was Ricardo Amaya, 5'9" senior. That was low right from the get-go, Dave. And it just couldn't quite clear the crossbar. And the Berries come up with a stop on their first offensive possession.
Tough break for Twin Lakes, but boy, a miracle there for the Berries, coming away with no points and able to get on the field. So now Berries offense just has to execute. They got to show Twin Lakes that they are up to the challenge.
And we may well look at that defensive stop in this first possession of the game, Dave. That could loom very large as Twin Lakes took this crowd out of the game a little bit on that opening possession, but that missed field goal. Now Clay's got the PA announcer trying to fire the crowd up. And a good offensive possession will get this crowd right back into the game here in a scoreless tie with 8:46 to go. First quarter now, Logansport with their first possession offensively with Devalier in the backfield. Gets a handoff on the fullback dive. He's got some running room across the 30. Still on his feet. Drags a couple of Indians with him all the way out to the 37-yard line. And that's just what the doctor ordered for this Logansport offense.
I tell you what, Chris Anthony Devalier, one of the best players on the Berry team, and he showed it there. We talked about Elliot Baldini maybe not being out there, and Chris Anthony is kind of, they're kind of like thunder and lightning out there. So Devalier, he's a homecoming king candidate. He could win tonight, and he's looking to make some noise.
Now Hippolyte split out wide to the left with the Walker brothers at wingback. Another handoff once again to Devalier. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage, but does tumble forward for a couple of yards. Give him progress out to the 41-yard line. Give him 3 yards on that first down carry. 2nd down and 7.
Absolutely, for just kind of tripping at the line of scrimmage over something or somebody, able to get forward for those couple of yards, and that's all you can ask for really when you get stuck there.
7 minutes, 55 seconds to play. Opening quarter, Logansport and Twin Lakes in a scoreless tie. The Indians had a great drive thwarted, and they missed a field goal. Now the Berries trying to put together an offensive possession of their own, have it 2nd down and 7. At their own 41-yard line. And now Devalier again on the fullback dive across the 45-yard line. They'll mark him at the 46, a gain of 5. And set up a very manageable 3rd down situation for the Berries. 3rd down and 2 at their own 46-yard line.
We talked about and heard from Coach Johnson about this defense for Twin Lakes really, physically a little bit bigger than this Berries offense as they line up. But the Berries doing a good job of moving the ball, and both offenses have been pretty good tonight.
Elliot Baldini will check in for Devalier, who takes a seat on the bench, and Chris with his helmet off and up, stretching out that right leg. So I think maybe just trying to loosen things up and catch his breath, and we'll see what the Berries can do. 3rd down and 2 with Elliot Baldini in at fullback. And now Caden Walker in motion to the right. Now you pitch out to the right, and he's got some running room. He'll have the 1st down and more into Twin Lakes territory. Inside the 40, still on his feet. He is brought down, and that should be a face mask. But no flag, and I guess maybe they just grabbed him around the head. No face mask. Caden not complaining. But a big gain inside the 30-yard line for the Berries.
Caden Walker, senior, 5'9", and 165. He's been a dynamic X factor in the past few years here for the Berries, and what a great kind of toss. And, he had a blocker ahead of him, and nobody really touched him for about 30 yards, Joe.
Yeah, I was going to say, great blocking. As you mentioned, no one touched him. Once he got the edge, it was a smooth sailing. So credit that right side of the offensive line, as well as tight end Deacon Kitchell with Spring and Walker for a 25-yard gain. They have it 1st down and 10 at the Twin Lakes 29-yard line. Now Bryson Hur rolls out to his left. Got a man open. It is caught by Caden Walker inside the 35. Walker is knocked out of bounds. He'll be close to a 1st down. They'll see where they spot it. He'll be very, very close, maybe about a yard short. All depends on the spot. But a well-thrown ball and a well-designed play for the Berries. And a 9-yard pickup on 1st down, 2nd down, and 1. Logansport has it at the Twin Lakes 20.
Joe, it's it's a very good sign for the Berries. We got Devalier making some runs. We got Caden Walker involved and picking up some big gains. We got Bryson Herr out there able to complete his first pass. These guys are rolling and getting them involved early.
Elliot Baldini in at fullback. Now on the counter play to Jackson Walker. Walker makes the first man miss. Not much running room that time, but I think he might have enough for a first down as they spot him just inside the 19-yard line. That should be enough for a Logansport first down. Looking over at the field judge, and no indication yet. And now the officials going to take a timeout, and now, or is Twin Lakes taking a time? But they stopped the clock and pointed in Twin Lakes' direction. I'm not sure what that was. And now the down marker indicates fourth. I don't think it's fourth down. It was. If you don't want to give them the first down, then it's got to be third down. But now they change it to one. All right. we're on the same page now. 1st and 10, Logansport at the Twin Lakes 19-yard line. Baldini remains in at fullback. Now Deacon Kitchell over on the right side of the formation, that tight end position. Baldini gets it on the fullback dive. Nice move that time from Baldini to spin inside and get some gain. Nice gain down to the 13-yard line. Pickup of 6 yards. Yeah, 2nd down and 4.
He ran through the right side of the line there, able to get some yardage. Like Joe said, hit the B button, able to spin around for a couple extra. But Elliot Baldini, who we talked about, was kind of questionable for this game, is out there and seemingly 100%.
2nd down and 4. Logansport has it at the Twin Lakes 13-yard line. Clock running. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to play. First quarter. No score between Twin Lakes and Logansport. Now the counter play to Caden Walker. Walker is inside the 10-yard line, and he will spin his way to a 1st and goal. They'll mark him at the 7-yard line. A 6-yard pickup and another Logansport first down, as this offensive line has done the job here on this opening possession.
And any Berries listening to us, there's still probably a seat or two somewhere down there if you want to come out, but get a look at your Berries early in the season. But they got to complete this, Joe. They got to get from the 8 to the 0. No, I'll say the 0 to the goal line.
1st down and goal for the Berries. Devalier back in at fullback. Now Jackson Walker in motion. They will pitch to Walker on the left side. He's inside the 5-yard line. Finishes the run and gets down to about the 3-yard line. Solid gain on 1st down for the Berries. 2nd down and goal for Logansport.
Couldn't be better, Joe. Logansport has stopped Twin Lakes on their first possession, able to pretty much go the whole field after a missed field goal. And really the play calling's been on point. The execution's been on point. And, the Berries looking very good.
It looks like they're going to bring an extra tight end into the lineup. Lauren Taylor replaces Hippolyte. So Lauren Taylor will be on the left side of the formation. Deacon Kitchen on the right. So 2 tight ends in for the Berries on 2nd down and goal. They will give it to Devalier, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown, and that was easy on that 3-yard run. Again, that offensive line, Dave, did the job on that possession. 6-0 Logansport.
Yeah, there may have been some arms on him, Joe, but it looked like he just kind of trotted in, and that's exactly what you want to see, a well-executed play by the Berries and great calls by the coaches.
Well, this Twin Lakes defense was on the field a lot in the second half last week, giving up 56 points to the Lafayette Central Catholic Knights, and the Berries with an impressive opening drive to take a 6-0 lead with the point after to come from Dylan Ham. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 4:33 to go. Opening quarter. It is Logansport 7, Twin Lakes nothing. And what a difference a few minutes makes, Dave. It looked like Twin Lakes was going to punch it in, get an early lead. The defense came up with a stop, and their offense took it 80 yards for a touchdown and an early lead for the Berries.
I'm going to have a stroke up here or something sometime, Joe, because I just, the anxiety of watching, your favorite team try to get things done. And like you said, Twin Lakes just marching down the field, and you thought, oh, no, they're going to get that first score, but then able to thwart points and drive as easily back down to the other end. Just really awesome. And I just want to say, Homecoming Friday is so awesome because the whole school's kind of laid back, a lot of fun, the pep rally goes, and these players, they're feeling that kind of euphoria you feel on a Homecoming Friday, and I think it's really showing tonight.
And credit to Kyle Rosie and Lauren Taylor in that defensive possession. After Twin Lakes marched down to the 15-yard line, Rosie put some pressure on a 2nd down to force an incomplete pass. Taylor did the same thing on 3rd down, forced them to settle for a field goal, and they missed. Without those 2 plays, Dave, we could be talking about a whole different ball game here. Still very early, obviously.
And, your stars got to show up in games like this, and Kyle Rosie and Lauren Taylor are both stars on this team. And, And so, yeah, it kind of takes a village. It takes everybody who can make dynamic plays to make those plays. And so far, so good for the Berries.
And we've got a nice breeze, Dave. The very, very hot day that we've had today has given way to a pleasant evening with a nice breeze. So thank you, Echo. We appreciate the nice weather you've given us here tonight. Now Dylan Ham's kickoff, not quite as deep as the first one, but it'll force Brummett over to the left side. He'll take it at the 8-yard line. He'll take it straight up the sideline on the left side across the 25 out near the 30-yard line. That's where Twin Lakes will take over. First down and 10, and we'll see what the Berries defense can come up with for a response after that impressive opening drive for Twin Lakes. Maybe that stop will give them some confidence.
Joe, this game, a clash of the Titans between two championship-style coaches. What do you think about the Twin Lakes coach over there?
Well, Kevin O'Shea, as Coach Johnson talked about in the pregame show, 5 state championships. That speaks for itself.
Yes.
And he's brought that wide-open offense that he was famous for at LCC here to Twin Lakes. And with the sophomore QB and his primary weapon, a sophomore, this is going to be a dangerous team in the future. They're already dangerous.
Absolutely.
First down and 10. Twin Lakes has it at their own 29-yard line. Dodd in the gun with Brummett to his right in the backfield. Now he'll roll out to his right. He's got a man open, and the pass is going to be intercepted.
Oh, no.
Hayden Walker with a diving interception as he read that, jumped the route, and the Berries get an INT on their very first play of the drive, and they're in Twin Lakes territory.
Coach Russell gave him a big hug on the head, but what a almost video game like read the pass perfectly as the receiver cut, able to just extend himself in the air to get that interception. You couldn't ask for a better start for the Berries.
And again, it all started up front with some pass with a pass rush, forced Dodd to roll out, got out of the pocket and threw on the run, and Caden Walker, because the receiver was open, but Walker saw that and jumped the route and came up with a huge INT for the Berries.
And that wasn't easy to make, not hit the ground. I mean, he was totally stretched out for that. What a great catch.
So the Berries have it at the Twin Lakes 43-yard line, first down and 10. Now Bryson Herr rolls out to his right, and they'll set up a screen to the left to Jackson Walker. It is complete inside the 40, inside the 35. Still on his feet is Jackson Walker, and he is all the way down to the 19-yard line. An impressive run after catch by Jackson Walker.
Yeah, he was changing direction. He was changing speeds and able to get kind of towards the sideline, then cut back in. But what an awesome play, and just the momentum totally with the Berries now after Twin Lakes had some pretty good momentum starting out.
Yeah, because the Indians had that one pretty well defended. They had Jackson Walker covered in the flat, but he made a couple guys miss, and then once he got into the second, it made some more miss. 24 yards on that pass and catch, and the Berries are in the red zone once again. First down and 10 at the Twin Lakes 19-yard line.
Herr did a great job of looking to the right and then throwing left as well.
Now in motion is Quincy Jackson, and he'll get the pitch around the right side, and Jackson's got some running room. Whoa. Ball is on the ground, and it's a loose ball. It is up for grabs. Does the Indians come up with it, or before it went out of bounds? And I think they did, and they do, and that is a huge, huge turn of events as Quincy Jackson had that ball a little bit too far away from his body.
Boy, that's tough.
And Twin Lakes will take over first down and 10. Good news is they're deep in their own territory, but that's a big moment here at the 3:43 mark of this first quarter.
Yeah, Quincy just kind of did one of those runs around the right where they have plenty of blockers, but he kind of got caught by the shoe. It wasn't really a heavy tackle, and so not really securing the ball and losing it when he hit the ground.
So we'll see what the Indians do on that big momentum swing. First down and 10. Twin Lakes has it at the 9-yard line. You can feel the air came out of the sails in this crowd. So the defense has got to try to get this crowd back into it, see if they can come up with a stop here and get the ball back to this offense. Dodd back to pass. Has plenty of time. Now he's got a fly pattern. Is up for grabs, and Quincy Jackson in on the coverage, and he'll knock it away and thrown into double coverage that time.
But great throw nonetheless. Yep. Pretty much right in the breadbasket. Very great defense.
Yeah, Carson Dubes also on the coverage, so incomplete pass. Second down and 10. Twin Lakes has it at their own 9-yard line. 3:37 to go, first quarter. Logansport 7, Twin Lakes nothing. The Berries were in position to take a 2-score lead, but a big fumble by Quincy Jackson has given the ball back to Twin Lakes. They have it second down and 10 at their own 9-yard line. 3 receivers out to the right. Brummett in the backfield with Dodd. Berries with a 3-man front. And Dodd goes back to pass, has some time to throw, and it is overthrown. Intended receiver that time was Colton Robertson, but that was airmailed off of Dodd. 2 incomplete passes to start this drive. It is third down and 10 for the Indians.
Yeah, Twin Lakes starting to have some struggle in their passing game, and I think your quarterback just needs to see a couple complete passes, kind of like a basketball player would shoot free throws to get a rhythm going, because he was very accurate in that first that first series, but since he's had kind of a rocky go, maybe because of that Berry's pressure.
So here is a big play here at late stages of this first quarter. 3rd down and 10. Twin Lakes has it at their own 9-yard line. The Berries trying to get off the field defensively on this 3rd and long. The pass is behind Brummett. I'm not sure what happened that time. His dad, when he released it, Dave, looked like he was very confident he had a guy open, but he missed badly, unfortunately, for the Indians. And a big 3-and-out stop for this Logansport defense.
Yeah, Berries really needed that. Nothing negates a huge, awesome interception more than a fumble. That could give the other team so much momentum and get them back in the game with it just being a one-score game. Logansport up 7, but now they're lined up to punt with the punter standing in the end zone.
And I believe that is Ethan Need to punt, and Caden Walker is in Logansport territory to receive this punt, or in Twin Lakes territory, beg your pardon. Here is a low kick. It will take a big bounce, and Caden Walker will now pick it up and try and set up a return to the left. Makes one man miss, tries to make another man miss, does, and gets out to the midfield stripe. So I think Caden handled that one a little bit conservative. Dave wanted to make it take the hop, but there were no Twin Lakes defenders nearby, so he finally picked it up, and the Berries will take over 1st down and 10 right at the midfield stripe.
Caden had quite a move where he was kind of running left, and then he totally did a 180 and cut back. Unfortunately, too many Twin Lakes defenders or punt formation folks, special teams players around him to make anything happen.
Well, guidance is well represented. You talked about Mrs. Combs here earlier. Mr. Hudson, of course, an assistant coach on the sidelines. Mrs. Harris just arrived with her husband, so guidance well represented here on Homecoming 2024.
Guidance seems to be involved in a lot of student activities, and this is a big one, Homecoming.
1st down and 10. Logansport has it at the midfield stripe. 3:16 to go. First quarter. The Berries on top 7-0. Now a counter play to Jackson Walker. Walker, not much running room that time. Well defended that time by Twin Lakes. Give him 2 yards on that 1st down carry. Sets up 2nd down and 8. Again, we invite you to stay tuned for the Comfort Keepers halftime show. It is Homecoming, so we have a former Logansport Berry amongst our guests at halftime. So we have a couple guests here tonight. 2nd down and 8 for the Berries. The ball is in Twin Lakes territory at the Indians' 48-yard line. Clock running, 2 minutes, 40 seconds to play. First quarter. Logansport on top, 7-0. Jackson Walker in motion, Caden Walker in motion to the right. They'll pitch out to him around the right side. Nice job by Walker. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 40-yard line, and great patience that time for Caden Walker.
Yeah, Caden is just so good at reacting in the moment, and you just saw it on that play. And if he gets a little bit of daylight, you never know where he's going to take it.
He picks up 10 on that 2nd down and long, so another 1st down for the Berries. 1st and 10. They have it at the Twin Lakes 38-yard line. As there is Phoenix Wilson, little brother of one of your esports state championship team, Zanny Dubs.
Oh, Zanny Dubs, yes. He was a legend in our esports program, helping bring the team their first state championship, and
Phoenix looking sharp. He's on the homecoming court. Now rolling out to his left is Bryson Hearn. The pass is a little bit too tall for Elliot Baldini. He was under heavy pressure that time. Dakota Van Wielden was putting the pressure on her, who released it a little bit before he wanted to and couldn't get the accuracy that was necessary. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for the Berries.
If you want to meet Zanny Dubs personally, just go to the YouTube and type in Berry Broadcast. You can go back to episodes that he was in. And I hear that his brother is just hilarious.
Yes, he is.
And I am very sorry that I missed out on getting him. I wish Zanny Dubs would have hooked me up with a reference.
So it is 2nd down and 10. Logansport has it at the Twin Lakes 38-yard line. Clock stopped on the incomplete pass. 2:01 to go. First quarter. Logansport up 7-0. Pitch to Jackson Walker around the left side. Nice move by Walker, and he's in the clear. Inside the 20. All the way down to the 15-yard line. As Jackson Walker has had some big gains on that left side of the offensive line.
And I felt like he didn't have a ton of space, Joe, but it looked effortless as, he kind of just trotted through a well-spaced out group of defenders and able to have a big run. And now we're kind of in scoring territory in the red zone.
This is the 3rd time the Berries have been in the red zone in the first quarter. They cashed in the first time. They fumbled it on their last foray into the red zone. We'll see what they can do on this 3rd entry with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Clock running here in the first quarter. Logansport 7, Twin Lakes nothing. And the Berries would love to get a 2-possession lead against this high-powered Twin Lakes offense. Now the handoff to Elliot Baldini inside the 10-yard line, and he is hemmed in right there. Tate Goyer amongst a host of Indians in on the stop. Also, Ariel Contreras, 6'4", 250 pounds, big dude for Twin Lakes down to the 10, but a gain of 5 for the Berries. 2nd down and 5.
Elliott kind of got stood up, but his teammates, as you do, gave him a little tush-push to have him fall forward, and not a bad gain there.
So Bryson Herr, after getting the play call from the sideline, back into the huddle. Inside of a minute to go here in the first quarter. Logansport on top 7-0. They have it 2nd down and 5 at the Twin Lakes 5-yard line. Now the handoff to Baldini. Baldini has a little bit of room. He's going to be short of the first down. And the Berries are lucky there wasn't a penalty flag, and there is a penalty flag. As I thought I saw 2 Berries moving at the same time, and that should be a Logansport penalty, illegal motion. We'll see what the head linesman across the way came up with, but I thought I saw 2 Logansport players moving just prior to the snap of the football. And we'll see what the call is, and that is illegal motion on the Berries. Matt Lang penalty tracker. First penalty of the night goes against the Berries now for 5 yards. So 2nd down and 10 for the Berries. That's the bad news. Good news, it's 4-down territory from this spot on the field, so they have 3 opportunities to try and pick up these 10 yards.
Well, that's tends to happen. Those penalties tend to sneak up on you, but I think they'll be able to bounce back from this. And I think, that fumble that they had, Joe, you figure that after something so horrific happens as that, everybody who's holding the ball is securing it just a little bit better.
Lauren Taylor is out, so Hippolyte back in, so he returns to that split end position at the left side of the formation. Caden Walker motion to the right, gets the pitch around the right side. Tate Strong trying to throw him a lead block. He does, and Walker's able to spin his way out of a couple of tackles inside the 10. Going to be very close to the first down. Maybe about 3 yards short, but Tate Strong did a nice job to give him a couple of extra yards and set up a very manageable 3rd down for the Berries.
Very big defenders over there on that side for Twin Lakes, and Caden Walker able to kind of, I think, spin under somebody's arm, but unfortunately a handful of jersey brought him back, and he was unable to slip away.
That will do it for quarter number 1. Our score, Logansport 7, Twin Lakes nothing. When we return, we'll have quarter number 2 live from Logansport.
If anybody's watching us on YouTube, give me a text.
Scotty Barron, are you doing it again like you did last year? Thank you very much, Alan James. Welcome back to LMH Stadium. Quarter number 2 about to start, and during the first quarter break, Coach Abby Lundy and her girls' golf team getting ready for the sectional, getting introduced to the crowd. So best of luck to Coach Lundy and the girls in the sectional on Monday. And then regional on Saturday, if they can advance. Rochester is very, very tough. They knocked them off last year in the sectional. The Lady Bears would love to get revenge on the Lady Zebras this year.
I'll tell you what, those girls golfers here in Logansport are top-notch.
Yes, they are. But
get your little girls in golf now, and we need to continue the tradition.
So 3rd down and 3 as play is about to resume here as we get ready to start the second quarter. The handoff now to DeValier. DeValier, I believe, will have the first down forward progress inside the 5. He needed to get to the 5. It all depends on the spot, but based on where the officials are standing, I think the Bears are going to have a first down. We'll have to wait and see for the pile to uncover. And now the official will give Logansport a first down. So first down and goal for the Berries at the 5-yard line.
The Berries in my least favorite spot on the field, Joe, where I have to look around a wall to see.
So a big spot for the Berries, up 7-0, trying to extend to a 2-possession lead after that turnover on their previous possession. The handoff up the middle to DeValier. DeValier gets a couple of yards, cannot get into the end zone, stopped by a host of Indians. Chewy Walters, 6 foot 1 inch sophomore, in on the stop. Down to the 3-yard line. 2nd down and goal for the Berries. So we'll see how Coach Johnson and the Berries want to play it. They want to pound the rock with Devalier, but maybe do they cross him up perhaps? We'll have to wait and see. Perhaps by going wide, Jackson Walkers. Yeah, Jackson Walkers has been very effective around the left side from that right wingback position. We'll see if maybe they try that with Lauren Taylor in as that second tight end, along with Deegan Kitchell. And now the pitch to Caden Walker around the right side. Nice move by Walker to get out of the backfield, but he cannot go anywhere. Kyle Kaiser in on the stop. Well defended by the Indians. No gain on the play. Third down and goal at the 3.
Nice little stand here by Twin Lakes, and they really need it, Joe. You don't want to go down 2 touchdowns. If you go down by 10 or get a stop on a potential 4th down, that would be what they want to do. But the Berries need to pound it in here and put a little pressure on.
Well, they're definitely in Dylan Ham's field goal range at this point. But so we'll wait and see. It all depends on what they can get on 3rd down. But no turnover, obviously, down here in the red zone. They want to come away with at least 3 points, if not 7 here. 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Now down to 4 seconds on the play clock. They will hand off to Devalier.
Nice.
Devalier will barrel his way into the end zone for a touchdown. They've had a great push by that offensive line. I think Devalier wasn't touched until he got near the goal line, and he had enough momentum to propel himself into the end zone. 13-0 Logansport.
Yeah, Devalier running to a pile of people basically with the ball, giving them a big group hug as he kind of fell on the pile into the end zone. Great play by the Berries, and you talked about field goal range earlier, Joe. That's got to be everybody's field goal range. If you're a field goal kicker and you're in the 5-yard line, you better be in range.
Mm-hmm. Is there? We got some people pointing. Are they pointing to us, or are they pointing to?
They're never pointing
someone
to us.
below us. So just a little bit. Maybe they're pointing to Matt Lang. They said, "Is that the dude with the penalty tracker?" So the extra point is good by Dylan Ham.
I don't know, but that dude's got quite a stare going.
Yes, he does.
It's very.
Maybe he wants to be our halftime guest. Well, sir, come up and see us, and we will see if we can make a ring. We can't help you tonight, but we got a few more halftimes to go, and hopefully at least a home sectional game that we can worry about come October.
Absolutely. He gave me the Terminator 2 or like Robert Patrick look, but I think he was looking at somebody else.
Yep. So 14-0, Logansport on top.
Yes.
Just underway, second quarter, 10:06 to go. So Twin Lakes had a very good first drive, but the Berries really did a nice job since then, and maybe that missed field goal took some of the wind out of Twin Lakes' sails, as they have not been the same offense since they were stopped after that impressive opening drive.
And who knows, maybe the Berries' defense kind of, learned a little bit of a tell or something, about this team. They're always well prepared, but this is danger time now for Twin Lakes, which it's great not to have to say danger time for Logansport, as a 2-touchdown lead here with 10 minutes left in the first half, and everything's going the Berries' way this homecoming. The crowd is pumped. Every team imaginable that, does student activities is here, and faculty here, and the Berries are putting on a show.
So we'll see what Dylan Ham can do. He does have one touchback so far tonight. With Brummett back deep to receive this kick, Ham. And now we get a flag on the play. And they blew that one dead, and the Bears are going to be offside, so that's going to move them back 5 yards.
Man, that's always super lame when you have a kickoff and there's a lunge around the field immediately. Joe, while we have everybody kind of setting back up, it's funny, there was a comment on the LH Berries YouTube who, the school plugs into our feed, but they were like, why are you guys talking during the band playing? Well, it's because we're on the radio. We have to. That's what we do. We're not, we're not going to shut up so that you can enjoy the ambiance of the night. That's not what we do.
No, I'll clam up if they want to hear the band. And the band plays on.
Yeah,
they say.
If you want to play the band, the best seat is here.
That's right.
Because they play beautifully, and also the choirs that were out were great today.
Yeah, you might have to park in McCord's to get here, but because there's not a whole lot of parking here at LHS. So now we'll kick off from the 35-yard line, will Dylan Ham, with Logansport on top, 14-0. And Brummett now will move up to the 10-yard line, and now Ham really puts a foot into this one. Brummett will be struck back to his 7-yard line to receive this kickoff. He'll set up a return to the right, and he gets out across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. Quincy Jackson in on the stop, along with Caden Walker. So that's where Twin Lakes will take over. First down and 10. They'll start this possession at their own 26-yard line. As assistant principal J.D. Dubes patrolling the sideline, cheering on his son Carson, who came out for his senior season. So the Indians now have receivers 2 to the left, 2 to the right, Brummett in the backfield. With Dodd in, once again, under the gun. Back to pass is Dodd. Dodd had some time initially. Now the pressure breaks down. He's going to try and put it up for grabs. It is caught. First down and more across the 40. Across the 45-yard line. I'll mark him right at the 45. Shan Van Wielden. So nice job that time from Dodd to step up in the pocket, get away from that pass rush, bought him some extra time, and he was able to come up with a big completion on this first play of the possession for Twin Lakes.
Yeah, that was very impressive by that quarterback. He was kind of skipping and moving in all kinds of different directions within the pocket as Barry's defenders were just kind of swarming around him, able to find a guy open, which when there's pressure, there's usually a guy open and able to have a quick strike, and that's been their best play since their first drive.
Now we got a penalty, I believe, on Twin Lakes. Is that a targeting indication? That I think that's what the signal was. So that's going to be a big penalty for the Indians. This is a 15-yard penalty. So targeting on the Indians. That will. It was after the completion and after they got the first down, so they will get credit for the first down, but they will be moved back 15 yards. So the down remains the same. It will be first down and 6.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see that.
Didn't see that either, but I think that indication is targeting one of the new rules that has come into amateur football, high school, and college, although college really isn't amateur anymore with the money those dudes are making, and I don't begrudge that at all. If someone's willing to pay you, then you're worth whatever they're willing to pay you.
That's right. You got to have self-worth in this world.
So first down and 6 following the targeting penalty. And so Cooper Dodd headed over to the sideline to see what his brain trust wanted the Indians to dial up here. At the 30-yard line of Twin Lakes, first down and 6 following the penalty. Dodd back to pass. Has some time to throw. Now a swing pass to Brummett, who's got a lot of running room in the open field across the 30-yard line. Good open field tackle that time by Chris Devalier. He'll be close to the first down out to the 35-yard line. A 5-yard pickup on that first down and 6. So it will set up second down and 1 for the Indians. But a good job from Chris to keep him from getting that first down, at least on that play.
Yeah, that was a kind of mano-y-mano, and Chris Anthony able to kind of size him up and get in that low stance and able to make that tackle, which was huge. Otherwise, a very big gain there for Twin Lakes.
Clock stopped on the tackle out of bounds. 9:29 to go, first half. Logansport 14, Twin Lakes nothing. The Indians have it second down and 1 at their own 35-yard line. Now they will hand the ball off to Brummett. Brummett will have the first down on the fullback dive. Out near the 40-yard line. They'll mark him just shy of the 40. Give him forward progress out to the 39, setting up a new set of downs and a first down for Twin Lakes. Kyle Rosie back into the defensive alignment, replacing Chris Martinez. So it's Taylor, Christopher Curry, Kyle Rosie, and that three-man front with Elliot Baldini in the linebacker position. And Lauren Taylor also in a 2-point stance. Back to pass is Dodd. The pass is going to be caught. He was under heavy pressure, and that was quite a throw that time from Keaton Miller's. Lauren Taylor and Elliot Baldini were bearing down. Dodd knew he was going to get hit, Dave. Stood in there and delivered a strike to get Twin Lakes a nice gain on first down.
I saw Hypolite Nickinson over there trying to raise the roof a little bit. This Barry's crowd is kind of complacent here, up 14-0, and they need a little bit of motivation out there on the field. Make it hard for the offense maybe to hear each other.
Second down and 1. Twin Lakes has it at their own 48-yard line. 8.5 minutes to go, first half. The Barry's on top 14-0, and now we get a stoppage of play, maybe a timeout by Twin Lakes. So Twin Lakes will take a timeout, their first charge timeout. They have 2 left. I don't believe that the Berries have taken a timeout here in this first half, which has 8:28 to go, and the Berries on top 14-0.
I see Brian Strong over there talking to my old classmate from 1998, Mrs. Kranz. Sorry, I'm giving out our age there, Jessica, but also
she
the
was
librarian.
She was 13 when she graduated, so she's a whole lot younger than you are.
I tell you what, her and Michelle Dials were thick as thieves. Michelle Laird and Jessica Pazel, and now I see her daughter Kendall is around. Kranz's daughter, Kendall, and looks just like her, like she's wandering the hallways again. But Mrs. Kranz down there talking to Mrs. Minks, probably all of these ladies getting ready to participate in those homecoming festivities. And we're going to have to, when we have a little bit of time, Joe, we're going to have to go through the candidates, because I do have the candidates.
Okay.
I have a couple things to talk about tonight.
Okay. Any Packard's Pearls? I guess the homecoming king and queen can be part of Packard's Pearls presentation tonight.
Yep, and Logansport rumor mill. I got a good one for you.
Okay. Second down and a yard. Twin Lakes has it at their own 48-yard line. Dodd in the shotgun with Brummett to his right. They'll hand it off to Brummett. He is hit right at the line of scrimmage. He falls forward, but I think he's going to be short of the first down. Only got about a half yard. Good push by that Logansport defensive front. Tate Strong, Baldini, Lauren Taylor, Deacon Kitchell are in the neighborhood. Give him no gain actually on the play, so it will set up third down and a yard. Clock continues to run as we approach 8 minutes to play in our first half. Logansport on top, 14-0. Twin Lakes, though, with a nice drive so far. Good news for Berry fans is Twin Lakes did win the toss and elected to receive, so Logansport will get the ball to start the third quarter. So if they can keep this two-possession lead, maybe even grow it a little bit, they'll be feeling really good about themselves heading into the second half. Now handoff to Brummett, who was hit behind the line of scrimmage, but he's able to fall forward. Excellent effort that time from Brummett. As Tate Strong got a good lick on him, but Brummett was able to bounce off ever so slightly enough to get a first down at the midfield stripe.
Well, I tell you what, this would be big for Twin Lakes, who really needs to put some points on the board after almost scoring on that opening drive. They've had no luck on offense, and 2 scores you never really feel too bad about. You feel like that's pretty attainable. 3 scores, you start to waver. So big for the Berries to get a stop, big for Twin Lakes to get back in this game.
First down and 10. Twin Lakes has it at the midfield stripe. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Dodd in the shotgun with Brummett to his right in that backfield. Now Brummett in motion to the right, and we get a flag on the play. As that was initial whistled down immediately. I think it's going to be an illegal procedure. False start on Twin Lakes. The Matt Lang penalty tracker says that is penalty number 2 on Twin Lakes for 20 yards. The Berries with 2 penalties for 10 yards. And that makes it first down and 15. And boy, the unforced errors, Dave, is why coaches don't sleep at night.
Yeah, certainly not. No, and we see a lot of very high energy up here in the booth.
It looked like the Indians had a pretty good drive going, and not that they can't overcome this, but when things are rolling, you don't want anything to derail you. So we'll see if they can overcome that false start penalty. Now first down and 15, and they have it at their own 45-yard line. Dodd back to pass, looking for a receiver in the middle, can't find anyone open. Now finds a man open, and is caught inside the 40, still on his feet, and a touchdown-saving tackle that time for Caden Walker as Robertson caught it in stride, and he was headed for the goal line, and only Caden Walker's tackle saved a touchdown.
And, Caden also, with his savvy, trying to bring his arm down on that ball, trying to cause a turnover as he was kind of making a last-minute tackle. So, here we go, 6:45 left. Can Twin Lakes come within a score, or can the Berries go up 3 scores? We will find out very soon.
22 yards on that completion. Twin Lakes has it another first down. They have it at the Logansport 33-yard line. Dodd once again in the shotgun with Brummett to his right. Dodd back to pass. Can't find anyone open. Now the pressure breaks down as Lauren Taylor is bearing down on him, and he'll force the incomplete pass. And credit Lauren Taylor once again for a pass rush to lead to an incomplete pass.
Yeah, he is a beast, as we said earlier. And, boy, this I don't want to say stuff about the crowd, but I like to tell you what I see. And everybody just kind of quiet, like it's a golf match out there, just kind of watching complacency with this 2-score lead. But, this Ironman football that Logansport has to play, where you got people playing offense and defense at the same time, momentum just keeps kind of going in a circle. You have a good, run on offense, and then you're hopped up on defense, wanting to get back on offense.
Well, a lot of the crowd has departed temporarily to the track, a lot of the homecoming king and queen candidates. Now Dodd back to pass, has plenty of time, steps up into the pocket. The pass is caught, and it's going to be close to a first down. Now flag on the play, as there may have been, the Berries made some contact with the helmet on that receiver, Darren Baker, first time we've called his name. As it stands now, it'll be third down and short at about the 25-yard line. It all depends on the flag, and that was thrown as soon as the defenders for Logansport made contact, and that's going to be a personal foul, grabbing the face mask on the Berries. And that will be half the distance to the goal and a first down for the Twin Lakes Indians.
The Berries have been very good today. You know, Twin Lakes took that ball all the way down the field on their very first possession. They got the ball first, which means Logan will get it first at halftime. But, you know, Logansport, that defense started to create pressure. And, you know, since then, they've created pretty good pressure. And Twin Lakes offense really needs a score right now.
Matt Lang penalty tracker says that is penalty number 3 in the Berries, half the distance. So now a 12-yard mark off. So they have it first down and 10 at the Logansport 13-yard line. 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go, second quarter. Logansport 14, Twin Lakes nothing, but the Indians can get right back into this game if they can cash in. It's about spot on the field where the Berries stiffened up defensively back in the first quarter. See if they can do it again here in the second quarter and try and maintain that 14-0 lead. 2 receivers to the left in a bunch formation. They will hand off to Brummett. Brummett gets inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. 4-yard pickup on first down for the Indians. Sets up second down and 6. As the Berries knew they were going to run it with a couple of extra tight ends that time. They defended it pretty well, but still a gain of 4 on the play. Now Kyle Rosie will come in, replacing Chris Martinez. So it's Rosie, Curry, Lauren Taylor, and Elliot Baldini. That front 4. See if their defense can come up with a huge stop here. Second down and 6. Twin Lakes inside the Logansport 10-yard line.
I'm calling Rosie.
At the 9-yard line are the Indians. The handoff. Brummer's got some running room, and he is brought down by Chris Curry, I believe, or no, Deegan Kitchell in on the stop. So well done by Deegan that time. A gain of maybe a yard. And that will set up third down for Twin Lakes.
Deegan Kitchell, Coach Johnson called him an X factor when we talked a couple weeks ago. And he has been phenomenal on both sides of the ball, even I think in special teams over the course of the season. So just waiting for you to call his number.
Yep, third down and 5. Now Twin Lakes with some substitutions. They get their receivers back in there. Now 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right with Brummett in the backfield. So the Berries should be looking for the pass here on third down and 5. At the 8-yard line, Twin Lakes needs to get to the Logansport 3 to move the chains. Now Dodd back to pass. The pass is going to be just overthrown as that was a rocket. Too hard for Colton Robertson to make the play, and Hippolyte getting that big paw in the air to obstruct the vision a little bit of that receiver. And here comes a huge play. Fourth down for the Indians. Fourth down and 5 at the 8-yard line. This would be about a 25-yard field goal if they were to go for it, but they're on the far hash, so that's a tough angle. So Kevin O'Shea and the Twin Lakes coaching staff are going to go for it, at least line up to go for it here. Fourth down and 5. You see now the crowd tries to make some noise to make the life difficult for the Indians here. 4th and 5. Here's a huge play. And a hard count gets the Berries to jump offside. And that was well done by the Indians, and that will be enough for a first down. It all depends on how far away. It looks like it's slightly over 5 yards, so they may not be a first down. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, my
where
goodness.
It is. So it will not be a first down. That's the good news for the Berries, but instead of 4th and 5, it's 4th and about a half yard for Twin Lakes.
Ooh, that'll kill a coach.
Yep.
Boy.
And now they'll bring the big formation back in, a couple of tight ends, and you'd expect a run to Brummett. So still a big play for this Logansport defense. 4th down and a yard from the 4-yard line. In the student section trying to make some noise. As Dodd is in the shotgun with Brummett. They've got a man in motion. Now Dodd will hand off to Brummett, who's hit at the line of scrimmage, but he's able to fall forward and have enough for the first down. Deegan Kitchell sold out on the blitz, but could only get an arm on him as he couldn't quite get the angle. And a big first down pickup for the Indians, first down and goal.
And just such a turn of events here in a little bit is I think our we got a capacity crowd who's almost deathly silent. They need to get loud. Twin Lakes is about to get back in this game, possibly. Perhaps
they're thinking about homecoming, which is coming up as the King and Queen candidates are lined up on the track. 4 minutes to play. 14-0. Twin Lakes, though, knocking on the door to get right back into this game. Now the handoff to Brummett around the left side. Breaks a tackle, and he's into the end zone untouched for a touchdown. A couple of big penalties by the Berries on that drive allowed Twin Lakes to get right back in the game on a 2-yard touchdown run to Brummett. It is 14-6 with the point after to come.
Oh, boy. And, yeah, Logansport, we'll see if they can score, but you really would like to be up a couple touchdowns when you go into halftime. And great job by Twin Lakes to stick with it and not go down without a fight.
Yep. Ricardo Amaya in for the point after. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 3:52 to go. First half. Logansport 14, Twin Lakes 7. Again, the Comfort Keepers halftime show is coming up. An extended halftime show, Dave Packard, because we have homecoming king and queen to be determined. And you have, I believe, a list of the final 5. As they mentioned, they announced all the candidates during the pep rally today, and there was a vote. And we got down to our final 5, king and queen.
Yeah, they have that final 5 vote during the parade day, and then it's kind of finalized when school ends, and then they have the parade. They come here and they announce those top 5, and then we honor the top 5 for the next couple days. But who's up for king and queen tonight? You ask. For the queens, we got Claire Bundy, Ashanta Curry, Ashley Murillo, Marbella Hernandez, and Giselle Ruiz. And then for the king candidates, we've got Arturo Alvarez Gomez, Arain Castro Martinez, Chris Anthony Devalier, Ared Ruiz of the Barry Broadcast, and Tate Strong, another football player with Chris Anthony. So somebody from each of those groups will become homecoming king and queen in just a little bit.
So Amaya in to kick this ball off to the Berries, and the brothers Walker standing at their own 5-yard line to receive this kick. Logansport with plenty of time. 3:52 to go still here in the second quarter, and all 3 of their timeouts left. So they've got time to put some points on the board before intermission and try and get a 2-possession lead once again. 14-7, Logansport on top of Twin Lakes. Now Amaya puts a right foot into it. A strong kick. It will take a bounce, and well done, I think, that time from Caden Walker to allow it to bounce and get a touchback, because I'm not sure how much he'd have been able to get a return on that one, and it saves some time also, as no time ran off the clock as he never touched it. That's the good news. Bad news, the Bears are deep in their own territory. 1st and 10, they'll start at their own 20.
Yeah, Joe, you would think, kind of, since a lot of their big plays come from the run anyways, you save as much time as you can, have as much kind of yardage as you can. You don't want to end up stopped back at the 10 or even worse. So good call there, and big drive for the Berries, because they've dominated this game and they're not up by a lot.
Nope.
And it starts to favor the opponent and who's come in here on your big night to try to be spoiler.
They fake the handoff now. Handoff around the right side to Caden Walker. They string it out nicely, but Walker's able to get a nice gain, and there was a late hit out of bounds that was not called right in front of the Logansport bench. And some of the fans saw that. What is it about Caden Walker late in the half on the sideline? That's the second time now this year that he's been involved in a hit. Not nearly as controversial as the last
game.
one.
Yeah, I don't know, Joe. He was, I think, obviously angling to go out of bounds, but, play on, and I guess they're just letting him play.
He did get 6 yards on that carry, and with the ball going out of bounds, clock stopped. 3 minutes and 44 seconds to go first half. 14-7, Logansport. They have the football at the 26. Now DeValle gets the handoff up the middle. He'll have the first down and more as he spins out of a tackle across the 30 out to the 33-yard line. Give him 7 yards. Clock stopped temporarily to allow the chains to move. 3:38 to go. And now the king and queen candidates make the slow walk around the track, around the perimeter of the football field to line up on the opposite side of the field. Baldini in for DeValier. Clock restarted after the chains were moved. 3:25 to go, second quarter. Logansport 14, Twin Lakes 7. It's been a good one here. Homecoming 2024. We thought we'd have a good football game, and so far so good. Now Herr will roll out to his right. The pass is incomplete, too tall for Baldini. He was well covered that time. Ethan Need on the coverage. Carson Dubes was in the neighborhood on that pass that was overthrown. Nearly got into his hands, but it falls harmlessly to the turf for an incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10.
This game's had
Logansport.
This game's had a little bit of everything, Joe. We've had a lot of kind of dart passes that were pretty good. We've had a lot of great runs. We've had a fumble. We've had an interception. And, Twin Lakes, if you were to listen to us, you would think that we were up by 21, but we are not. And the Berries really need to put some points on the board in the last 3 minutes here. 2nd
down and 10. Logansport has it at their own 33-yard line. Jackson Walker in motion to the right. Now we'll get the pitch. Caden Walker pitch around the right side, and that is well defended by Twin Lakes. No gain on the play. Leo Dellinger strung that one out. Walker was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 10. Now Twin Lakes might be thinking about stopping the clock, as they still have 2 timeouts left with 2:51 to go.
as we get rated by my students while we're live on the air here, Joe.
Okay. It is not Ish Rodrigo or Javensley Sejor, a couple of your former students who said they might be in the house tonight. I haven't seen them, although they could well be there. There's just a massive humanity here on a great turnout homecoming night for the Bears. Here's a big play. Third down and 10 for Logansport at their own 33-yard line. Hurd drops back to pass. They set up the screen pass to Baldini. He's got some blockers out in front of him. Baldini breaks a couple of tackles, and he will have the first down. Well done that time from Baldini.
Yeah, that was a nice play, Joe. Like you said, a screen. You kind of thought it was going to be a screen when all of the defenders came through that line like that and executed perfectly. Good first down. Again,
Twin Lakes had that one pretty well defended. Baldini, though, did have a couple of blockers, but he got that done on his own after the initial blocks. And a first down for Logansport at their own 46-yard line. Clock now continuing to move as we approach 2 minutes to play in our first half. Bears hustles to the line of scrimmage. They still have all three of their timeouts left. They'd love to at least get into field goal range on this drive. Her rolls out to his right. The pass is caught, and stepping out of bounds is Jackson Walker. A minimal gain, but the clock stops on the out of bounds at the midfield stripe to Jackson Walker. Sets up second down and 6, and 1:54 to go first half.
And it never fails to impress, Joe. Just the Berries, do a great job of disguising where the ball's going. They usually have 3 guys running in different directions. They've got, the choice of her to keep it and throw a little pass, and right there you saw an example of it.
Second down and 6. Logansport has it at the midfield stripe. Now Deacon Kishel from that tight end position switches over to the right side of the formation. Caden Walker in motion. Now the handoff to Baldini. Baldini has a first down, and he finishes the run as he gets out of bounds as he lowered the shoulder and knocked Bryce Wilhite a couple of yards back, and that fires the crowd up. And another first down for the Bears, and he stepped out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, Baldini, great run off the outside, and this Twin Lakes defense has been putting the hits on people on the sidelines, so Baldini decided to turn into it instead of take it, and it's much better to dish out than to take.
So gain down to the 40-yard line. Logansport has it first down and 10 with 1:48 to go first half. Up 14-7 are the Berries. Now the counter play to Caden Walker, who's got some running room, and he's in the clear inside the 20. To the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and he is in. Touchdown. Caden Walker, 40 yards. And the Bears are up 20-7 with the point after the come.
And an early candidate for player of the game, Caden Walker, brought his energy tonight. He must have had a really good day today, Joe. He had to run away from some people to get that score, and he did just that. And just a smart runner and catcher in Caden Walker, and we're so happy to have him.
The only bad news, Dave, they may have scored too soon. 1:39 to go, and the way Twin Lakes can throw the rock, they've got plenty of time, but that's a good problem to have.
That's a good problem to have, Joe. And, I'd like to think that as a lot of these Berries on offense get back on defense, that play is going to keep their adrenaline pumping all the way to zeros. So if Twin Lakes can score on them here, we're in for a big ball game.
Dylan Ham drills the extra point through the uprights with 1:39 to go first half. The Bears have regained that two-possession lead, 21-7, with 1:39 to go. As we see LPD 3 cars deep going up Cheapskate Hill. So
you can't.
I don't think they're doing that to take care of the people that are enjoying the game. So there's something going on up there. Did I say the magic word?
There's some people coming. Are they coming back down? Oh no, they're going back into that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Joe, I tell you what.
That was an impressive drive.
Yeah.
Starting on their own 20-yard line, you worried if they were even going to have enough time, and my goodness, still 100 seconds to go. What a drive.
And those are the types of plays we've come to expect from Caden, and they don't always happen, but just incredible as we hear some ambulances or fire trucks going.
Yep, something.
And it sounds like it's out behind us to me, but I wonder what's going on. The Berries offense is on fire, but I don't think that the fire department and the police show up. There's the fire department going by.
There's a couple of fire trucks. We just saw 3 police vehicles. So unfortunately, something not good is happening in the neighborhood. Hopefully, all that are involved are doing okay. So here's Dylan Ham to kick this one off. Brummett steps up to receive it, and did he call a fair catch, or was there another flag on the play? And I believe the Bears were offside on the kickoff. And I don't know everything that the Bears are going to do next week in practice day, but I do know one thing they're going to do. They're going to work on the kickoff so that they don't have any more offsides, because that's 2 here in the first half, and that you just don't see that very often, let alone 2 in the same half.
I feel like Coach Johnson, he probably does everything every week. That guy runs a practice I feel like a coach at the next level, and it's really great to watch. And the kids are, they respect it and they do it. And for kids these days to respect and do anything is a big feat. But the Berries, they just get better as the games go along.
Be a big 5 yards as Twin Lakes still has 2 timeouts left and a minute 39 to try and put some points on the board before intermission. Now a squib kick by Dillingham takes a big hop on the field turf, but fielded by one of the upbacks, and Twin Lakes is going to have great starting field position across the 40-yard line. So I think Dillon was trying to get that to scoot a little bit more on the turf, and it took that big hop. And well done by Twin Lakes to pick it up on the big hop. Lakes excellent field position, and they are knocking on the door for field goal range with a minute and a half to go and 2 timeouts to go, down 21-7.
Well, they had that. How long do you think that field goal was earlier? Maybe 30 yards or so.
Yes.
That went off the crossbar. So
they're looking about 40 yards or so, give or take, field to try and get into field goal range.
Right. And, we'll see if this Berries defense can put some pressure, get people in the backfield. Good things have happened for them.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Dodd in the gun with Brummett to his right in the backfield. Dodd back to pass. Has plenty of time. Now steps up. The pass is going to be caught. First down and more. Inside the 30, inside the 25, and he's going to be into the end zone for a touchdown. Colton Robertson. A crossing pattern. He went all the way across the formation, was one-on-one with Caden Walker. I thought Caden was going to be able to slow him down. He did, but unfortunately for the Berries, a 58-yard touchdown pass, and just like that, Twin Lakes right back in this game.
Yeah, it looked like that he might have, bumped him near the sidelines, but Coach Johnson not too impressed with that. He's talking to Jaquez Jackson about what occurred on that.
So missed assignment that time. Now Amaya's attempt for a point after is up. It is good. It is no good, beg your pardon, but a flag on the play, so we'll hold everything. As it stands, it's 21-13. That could be a huge point, but obviously what happens on this call, we'll see what the officials are discussing. We're trying to get body language, got a reaction from one of the teams, but we're going to get a personal foul on Logansport. So that will be half the distance. And now do the Indians contemplate perhaps going for 2, as that will be moved to the 1.5-yard line. As the field goal or the point after was no good, so they will obviously take the penalty and get the yardage to get this, redo this point after. Or will they take it on the kickoff? And it appears that's going to be the case. So the indication is personal foul on Logansport. So Amaya will try it again with a minute 21 to go. Try and get this Indians team within 7 points. Snap is good. The hold is up. It is blocked. I believe Deegan Kitchell with another block. That could be a very, very big point going forward, Dave. It's an 8-point game, 21-13 Logansport.
I tell you what, still technically that, but a great block there to get momentum back. Anything you can do that, is a big play is big. There's still a minute 21 left, Joe. Chance for Logan to score, but you would think that they might just go in with that 1 score lead, and you wonder how, with how well they played, that Twin Lakes has hung in there. If Twin Lakes gets on a roll in that second half, watch out.
The best thing the Berries can do is take care of business on that first possession of the half, as they will get the ball to start our third quarter. So we'll see what that personal is. The Indians accepted the penalty. Did they get the 15 yards on this kickoff? No indication yet from the officials, as they did not decline the penalty, obviously, because the point after was no good. So they accepted the penalty, but no yardage was marked off. Did they get the 15 on this kickoff? We'll have to wait and see where they spot the ball, and perhaps not. So, and is that Javensley in the house?
That looks very much like him.
So Javensley Seajor, Logansport High School class of 23,
swimmer on Mike Shannon's team.
Current Indiana State Sycamore. He enjoyed their NIT run a couple of years ago. Talked to his brother today, said he was going to be in the house. So all sorts of famous people here at Logansport. So Amaya with the kickoff, and he will boom this one. Deeney at the 5, bounces off his shoulder pads. He'll have to pick it up. He does. Across the 10. And he'll be out to about the 16-yard line, and that's where Logansport will take over first down and 10. And this deep in their own territory, Dave, with a minute 14 to go, I expect the Berries to be very conservative moments of this first half.
I wondered if Elliott lost it in the bright lights out
here. Could be.
But bounced off of them, and but he got it up, and he got it up to the 16-yard line.
Twin Lakes still have 2 timeouts left if they want to use them. Logansport with all 3 of their timeouts to go. But with this field position, and again with an opportunity to get the ball to start the third quarter, I would expect Logansport to be very conservative unless they can pop one here in this first down play. Now the counter play to Caden Walker, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he will be brought down for a loss. Keaton Miller on the stop. Loss back to the 14-yard line, loss of 2 on that play. It will be 2nd down and 12. And Twin Lakes, at least for the time being, not going to use one of their timeouts, and the Berries in no hurry to run a play. Play clock down to 25 seconds, so they still have plenty of time as we're down to 50 seconds to go. And Bryson Hurd just now leaving the sideline with the play call, so I would expect them to use all of this play clock and run the football once again. Logansport 21, Twin Lakes 13. Homecoming 2024 coming up here at LMH Stadium. Play clock down to 3 seconds. So Bryson Hurd did a nice job draining all that time off the clock. Duvall gets the handoff up the middle. Mark him at the 20-yard line. We'll set up 3rd down. Logansport will not have to run another play if they don't want to here in this half.
They might be too tired to keep going, get some rest. They're going to have an extended halftime, and Twin Lakes, I think, has done a great job to just stay in this game and watch out in the second half what team comes out firing.
All right, that will do it for our first half. Our score, Logansport 21, Twin Lakes 13. When we return, we'll have our Comfort Keepers halftime show live from Logansport.
Our guests have arrived.
Sweet.
Hi, guys. How you doing? Dave Packard. Nice to meet you. We're just at a commercial break, so. I'll give you guys this mic. It's on. We're still at commercial, but just make sure you hold it up closer to your mouth so we can hear you. But I think we got some slack on this bad boy.
Well, thank you very much, Alan James. Welcome back to LMH Stadium, the Comfort Keepers halftime show. Dave, and we're getting a lot of people turning up and looking up at us, and I don't think it's us that they're looking at. I think it's our guests that they're looking at.
Absolutely.
So we have Coach Neil Muller for the Logansport girls soccer team, and as assistant coach, Cassidy Muller, ladies first, of course. So we'll start with Cassidy, and welcome back to LMH Stadium. This stadium very familiar to you. So once upon a time, you were a place kicker for the Logansport Bears. How did that transpire? How you got to be part of this football team?
Before me, it was my brother. I saw my brother doing it, and I thought, well, my brother's graduating. I might as well step up and do it as well.
That's awesome.
And so I saw you in a sidebar. I coached Cassidy in softball years and years ago, and I asked her point blank who's a better coach, me or Coach Johnson, and she was so nice she said no comment. So obviously Coach Johnson's a better coach than me, but she's so nice to say no comment. So what'd you think of that first half, and how was it to be a part of this crowd here tonight?
It's honestly amazing to be a part of this crowd. You never see as much school spirit as you do for homecoming, and I love to always be a part of homecoming.
And were you ever a queen candidate?
I actually was not. I wasn't. I was only in one club, and I had no desire to run.
So what have you been doing since you graduated high school and before you became an assistant coach with the soccer squad?
Well, right after high school, I became a volunteer coach, so I stayed with the program. I never, ever left, and I mean, I went to IUK, and I just graduated in May, so.
All right, well, let's turn the microphone over to your dad, Coach Muller. And, Coach, unfortunately, with my busy schedule, I don't get a chance to see you guys play. I did see you at the scrimmage way back against McConaughey. Very impressed with your defense. I loved what your goaltender did that night. How's the team gone since then?
Yeah, well, our defense is very good. Our biggest problem is scoring. So our record doesn't look that good, but we're not getting killed. We're just not getting a lot of wins. So, we've got a good defense, great goalkeeper. Just trying to get that offense rolling. We lost a lot from last year.
Yeah, and you had a tough night last night. Hamilton Heights, a very good squad.
We got beat, but we played a very good game against a team that's seeded number 1 in our tournament.
Wow.
So and they've beaten some teams that have beaten us by a much higher score than what we got beat by them. So we played very well considering the competition we were up. So we were pretty, not happy to lose, but pretty happy with the performance. Yeah.
And speaking of the tournament, that's going to be here at Logansport next weekend at both the football stadium and the soccer field.
Yeah, we start actually Tuesday. We'll play at West Lafayette against West Lafayette. The championship games and the final games will be here at Logansport on Saturday.
Okay, so a gal that I've gotten to know over the years a little bit that I was really impressed with opening night, Daniela Dubon, short in stature, but boy, that girl gives it everything she has.
Danny's always outsized when it comes to height, but she's never outplayed. I mean, she just goes and goes and goes, and it's feisty, and you couldn't ask for more of a player. Yeah.
That is awesome. What do you think about this kind of homecoming experience? Like, you've probably been to a few of these games before, but what do you think your berries tonight?
It's great. Like Cassidy said, it's nice to see a good turnout. You don't get this all the time, and it's really good when you hit. And talking about Danny Dubon, there she is. She's a queen candidate.
That's right.
Yeah. We've got several girls on the soccer team that are queen candidates this year.
So you got West Lafayette, a very good squad. What do you need to do on Tuesday night to try and get a win against a very good team?
Well, they are. They're seeded number 2 in the tournament. We got to keep our defense up, which, again, our defense is doing well. We're not giving up a lot of goals, but we've got to find a way to score. And we're getting in position. We just can't get the ball in the back of the net. So we're getting good runs on goal. We're getting in front of the goal. The finishing is struggling. So we're going to continue to work on that. It's getting better, and we're going to continue to work on that and really focus on that on Monday at practice. So.
Say the average citizens listen to the broadcast today, and they're like, how can I get some information on this soccer? I want to come out and watch these girls play or whatnot. What's the best way to kind of follow the team?
Well, you can always contact the athletic department. They can get you a schedule.
Yeah.
Or you can go on their website. They have it. Max Preps has scores for all the sports. That's a good way to follow our standings and our scores and all that. But really, I would check out the Logansport Athletics website. It has all the information, and that would lead you to us very easily.
I was texting Brad Darsh earlier today, one of your players. Emmy Darsh unfortunately got injured, and you diagnosed it. Yeah, we were talking with Mr. Darsh. He said, I think that's not going to be a good injury, unfortunately.
Yeah, Emmy, unfortunately, this is her first year playing, and she was really improving. She had played in the JV half right before she got injured in the JV half. And a lot of ACL injuries are non-contact. Unfortunately, hers was contact. She got leveled by a girl much bigger than her, and it didn't end up well for her, unfortunately, and ended her season very abruptly. And
she had surgery today. I was talking to Mr. Darsh, and he said she's in a little bit of pain, but she's doing well, all things considered. So she's going to be out of action, but hopefully she'll be good to go for you guys next year.
We sure hope so. She's a tough kid. She's got a good attitude, always wants to do better. She was working hard to get better. And, if she couldn't do something good, she'd get frustrated, but she'd just keep working at it.
She's still practicing.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
Yeah, she's been a big part of the team, even on the sideline, yeah.
Okay, well, if you don't have any other questions, we want you to be able to be a part of the homecoming festivities. Coach Muller, Coach Cassidy Muller, thank you so much for spending time with us, and good luck to you guys next week and then in the conference tournament.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Nice to meet you.
So how about that, Coach Muller and Cassidy Muller, a former Logansport Lady Berry and a Logansport Berry, part of the kicker. I did not know her brother was a kicker on the team, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and what's his first name?
Neil,
because I knew some Mullers growing up, and I didn't know Neil, but he looked very familiar, so I was like,
he's a fixture.
Family.
He comes to a lot of the games. I've seen him for a long time. Like I've known this family for a long time. Like I said, I had Cassidy on Pixie League in 2014 with Echo Simpson, who was a player on that championship team, by the way. So thank you
That
to
is
Echo
awesome.
and Caston. But they were so good, not even I could screw them up.
Did you bring another guest into the booth,
Well,
Joe? Or this guy's kind of lurking behind us. I don't know if he's
an unexpected
a bodyguard for somebody.
from the Logansport graduating class of 2024. Mr. Zach Frills, a member of Coach Fry's baseball team. Welcome, Zach.
How's it going, guys?
It's good. It's good, Just saw you stand up here and thought, well, maybe Joe's got a new guy up. You're probably just coming to give Joe a hug or a high five or something, right?
Yeah, I had him. Well, I didn't really have him in class, but he was a good dude. I hung out with him every day during lunch. So
Yeah.
when it came down to it, at the end of the day, he's probably one of my favorite teachers. So I had to keep him in mind, keep in contact with him. So I figured I'd stop by up here and see how you guys were doing today.
I tell you what, Joe loves his former students and those guys that he's able to have fun with in high school.
Oh, yeah.
He'll never forget you. He'll be talking about you when you're sitting in these stands about 30 years from now. So.
Oh, yeah. What do you guys think of the game so far?
I'm very impressed with Twin Lakes' passing attack. I think the Berries got to try and do something to put some pressure on Dodd. If he's allowed to sit back in the pocket, he's going to pick him apart. I know when you blitz, that's putting one-on-one on the defense, but they've got to put some pressure on the QB.
It really looked like, I thought, that the Berries looked like they convincingly won that first half to only, be one score of a difference, I think is kind of a scary thing, right?
Yeah, it's very scary, but I believe in these boys. I mean,
Yes.
I played a couple years with them down here, and I know what they're capable of. They got it in the bag if they just continue to work together. We're a strong team. So
Yeah, I feel like the Berries get stronger over the quarters.
Oh, yeah.
They don't wear down. They get, tougher, and they start to dominate towards the end.
I think a lot of it is the aggression in the boys. They start getting mad at themselves, and then most teams will shut down when they get mad at themselves, but these boys pick themselves up, and they fight more and more. So I'm pretty proud of these boys, and no matter what they do, winning or losing, I'm always a Logan Berry. So
This guy's a future in radio, Joe.
So were you ever a king, a part of the homecoming court during your time at LHS?
unfortunately, no, I was not, but
I was not, but with a face like this, that's no surprise there.
I wasn't popular enough, sadly, but
All right, Zach. Well, thank you so much
Not a
for
problem,
coming and joining
man.
us. We'll let you enjoy the festivities. Nice to see you again. He was in the auto shop, so he took my vehicle and serviced my vehicle a couple times last year. Saved me a lot of money. I appreciate that.
Hopefully all his family was listening and caught that.
All right, still plenty more to come on the Comfort Keepers halftime show. As the King and Queen candidates are being announced, we will have our King and Queen winners when we return live from Logansport. All right, you too, man. Good to see you.
I messaged you. I see if you're here.
What up, YouTube? Mike Barron. Mike Barron on YouTube. My bad. Mike, we miss seeing you, but we understand it's got to be good to have Friday nights off once again. But come and see us sometime. We're home next Friday night.
We got a good outcome tonight, though. I'm not even gonna lie, though. It does. It feels weird being at high school thing.
Oh, yeah.
Out of high school. Oh, it was good seeing you guys.
Yeah,
All
good
right,
seeing
man. Enjoy the half, man. Good to see you.
Love you.
Love you too, man.
you. A red, you the man. Oh.
Welcome back to the Comfort Keepers halftime show as we continue with halftime festivities. Homecoming 2024. Dave Packard has his eyes peeled on what's going on in the field, so we'll have the King and Queen winners announced very shortly here on the field. Logansport on top 21-13. They led 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. They scored very early in the second quarter to take a 14-0 lead. Twin Lakes answered with a touchdown to cut to 14-7. Then we had two touchdowns in the final 4 minutes of the first half. Caden Walker, a 40-yard touchdown run to give the Berries a 21-7 lead. And then a 38-yard touchdown pass to Colton Robertson.
And the
Point after was missed, so 21-13, and that could be a huge point, and I believe we have a king, Mr. Packard.
We have a king, Arturo Alvarez Gomez of the Logansport FFA. My
Wow.
dark horse pick, I called at the beginning, and we're about ready to get a queen announcement.
Will they let us wear slippers during FFA week? I hope they have slipper day one time. So now the queen is just about to be announced. Let's see who it is. Well, we heard the first name, and then the crowd went nuts, so Dave is doing some research.
Marbella Naviz Hernandez.
Okay, so congratulations. That's your homecoming king and queen. Chris Devalier was a heavy betting favorite, I heard, on DraftKings earlier today, but you mentioned, Dave, the dark horse, so probably got plus money on that if you hitched your wagon to that dude.
You know, Arturo, I had his sister when I became a teacher first, Lorena, and she was fantastic in my class, and then when she graduated, I got Arturo. That was about 4 years ago, and I couldn't be happier for him. He's such a great guy, and he's an employee of the new Dunkin' Donuts who has had a lot of hype.
That's right.
Lately.
Their front page article today in the Faros Tribune, and a former colleague of mine, Sean Mayer, was on the cover. So I might have taken a picture of that and screenshotted it to him and said, "Hey, man, I knew you before you were famous." So, and true to his nature, he texted me back. So he's not too big time to ignore me. So congratulations to our king and queen. And Dave, you mentioned that the crowd kind of got a little bit quiet toward the end of that second quarter, perhaps distracted by the king and the queen. Now that that's out of the way and we got ourselves a very competitive football game, they can get back to cheering for the Berries, because Logansport's going to need all the help they can get against this quality Twin Lakes team. We knew Twin Lakes was good. They are definitely legit.
Well, it's a little bit humid tonight, and people are, kind of chit-chatting. You get to chit-chatting when you're at the football game, and you forget that that team needs your cheers. That's what they call a home court advantage. If nobody's saying anything, or home field advantage, then it's tough to get super hyped up. So hopefully the crowd will be crazy in the second half, because like we said, Joe, we talked about it with Zach. It's 8 points, but that's still one score and a 2-point conversion. And it looked like Logan, to me, dominated that first half. So that's kind of bad news for the Berries and good news for Twin Lakes. Really, the coach can point to, you haven't played near your best football, and you're only down one score, and that's usually pretty good motivation. So, I mean, there's still time to get out here. It should be a heck of a second half.
Well, we did actually have some well-wishers looking at us this time, Dave, out the press box. They've been looking at other people, but Mrs. Whitcraft's two daughters, who stand at door number 5 for me every morning and hold the door for me, looked up and said hi. Two very nice kids. And Steve Clary in the house from the class of, was he 1970? I can't remember, maybe 71. So Steve Clary's here. Coach Adam Hassett is here from the basketball team. As a lot of people are sticking around, as Dave mentioned, a little bit humid, but it has cooled off a little bit, and hopefully we'll have a great second half of football. We'll step aside for a break. Still plenty more to come on our Comfort Keepers halftime show. Our score, Logansport 21, Twin Lakes 13. When we return, there's more from Logansport. Welcome back to LMH Stadium, and welcome back to our Comfort Keepers halftime show. Logansport 21, Twin Lakes 13. Dave was busy crunching some numbers, and so while he was doing that, I was doing some more people watching here in homecoming. Former Mayor Dave Kitchell in the house. So anyone who's anyone here in the community of Logansport, I think, is here tonight. A huge crowd. A lot of times some people depart after homecoming. Hopefully not too many of that will happen. Hopefully they'll all stick around, and we should have ourselves an outstanding half of football.
And I don't know before I get to the stats, but there is a green spider building in front of our WSAL sign, has built that whole web in the first half. It's a green spider. I don't know what the type of spider is, but, man, they're probably keeping the bugs off of us. So appreciate that as we get into these stats of the first half, Joe. 9 first downs for the Indians, 12 for the Berries. They both had 5 possessions in that first half, but the Indians held the ball 10 minutes and 25 seconds to Logansport's 6 minutes 45. As far as penalties go, Indians with only 2 penalties for 30 yards. I don't know if that tracks on the Matt Lang. And for the Berries, 6. So 4 more penalties for the Berries, but about the same yardage at 31 yards. Total offense was pretty even. Indians 207, Berries 252. As we go through the passing and the rushing, the Indians 10 rushes for 20 yards, where the Berries 24 rushes for 192 yards. So that's a big difference, the 192 rushing for the Berries to the 20 for the Indians. But in the air, almost the inverse effect is the Indians 18 passes for 187 yards. The Berries with only 7 passes for 60 yards. So pretty interesting here. Rushing, which is kind of what we do. Devalier had 9 attempts for 56 yards. Caden Walker was great, 7 attempts for 75 yards. But here we sit in a 8-point lead. I guess you'd rather have the lead than be down one score here. But Logansport gets the ball coming back out. They just need to have a good couple of drives, because if Twin Lakes can get their offense going on their first possession of the second half, it could go right down to the wire.
We do have a score from Pioneer. North Miami 14, Pioneer 7 at the half. So thank you to Milt Hess, who's calling that game for us on Hoosier Country 103.7. Here, Logansport on top 21-13. There's 2 touchdowns in the final 4 minutes of that first half. We thought that the Berries may have scored a little bit too quickly as they put up a touchdown with 1:39 to go, and it only took Twin Lakes 1 play. A 58-yard touchdown pass from Dodd to Colton Robertson. A big missed point after touchdown keeps it still, as Dave mentioned, a 1-possession game, but they would have to get a 2-point conversion to tie. But hopefully the Berries can make that null and void by getting this 2-possession game restored. On the opening kickoff, as Twin Lakes have slowly filtered out on the field, the Berries not yet made it out of their locker room, but
the Berries pretty efficient in the passing game is Bryson Herr, who doesn't get a lot of throws. 5 completions on 7 attempts for 60 yards. On the other side, 8 completions on 18 attempts. So Berries, able to kind of shut down their passing attack a little bit. But the longest throw for Bryson was 24 yards complete. And for Cooper Dold over on the other side, 58-yarder he threw. So it'll be interesting to see if this passing game gets hot in the second half.
We will step aside for a break. Once again, our halftime score, Logansport 21, Twin Lakes 13. There's more to come live from Logansport.
Qatar?
Yeah, because he's deployed right now.
Okay.
So he was like, I messaged Dave.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get it yet. I'll have to look. Thanks for coming up. He can probably hear us right now because they can hear us live over the YouTube, but I'll have to look at that.
But yeah, he is. He's watching from Qatar. So 7 hours ahead of us, 3 in the morning.
Nice. Well, John, if you can hear us right now, we, of course, appreciate your service and normally your fancy mustache. And I can't believe you're watching the Bears game. That's awesome. Who would have thought when we were in high school that I would be calling the game and you would be over there in Qatar deployed and watching us at 3 a.m. tomorrow? I give you a shout out on the air.
Welcome back to LMH Stadium. And once again, special thanks to our halftime guests, Logansport girls soccer coach Neil Muller and his assistant coach, daughter Cassidy Muller, a former kicker on this Logansport Berries football team. And Dave, you had a visitor come up during that commercial break to give you some well wishes.
Yeah, my old friend and relation, not to me, but to our colleague Bo Wicker, John Wicker, who his son Christian, he's had family kind of back in Logansport recently. He's watching all the way overseas from the Persian Gulf, and he didn't know how to message on YouTube, so he messaged me on my phone. So his wife came up to let me know. I don't usually look at my phone that much during the broadcast.
Well, you got stuff to do while you're working here, Dave,
right?
So that's understandable.
But John's over there. He's watching, defending our freedoms. He's watching. He's watching at 3 a.m. He's in the future, which gives me, kind of comfort knowing that the future is there.
That's right.
If John's able to communicate with us from 3 a.m. tomorrow on Saturday, then we are going to make it to 3 a.m. I have a feeling. But shout out to John. I think he flew the drone at the football games when he was back in town.
I think so.
I forget if it was a flyover he got to do at Notre Dame Stadium, but he got to do a really cool flyover. He's just a really cool guy, cousin to Bo Wicker, and I knew him back in the day, and he's just a good guy. His whole family. I had his son in class, and just want to give a big shout out to think that the people that like move to Kansas City and they listen to the Berries or whatever, but you don't really think of people who've gone into service being able to listen to us, and it's really nice to be on the LHS Berries channel in this kind of collaboration.
Well, it's 3 a.m. over where he is. I wonder, is it warmer here or in the Persian Gulf? Because it is very unseasonably warm here in Logansport. It has been all month of September, but Echo Simpson, as she's told us all week, gentlemen, the fall does not begin until 8:40 a.m. on Sunday, so suck it up and deal with this hot weather. We got another day of warm weather tomorrow before finally we might get some autumn-like relief as autumn officially begins on the 22nd of September.
I tell you what, it's been quite a deal with the weather. I want to tell John, let us know what the conditions are weather-wise over where you're at, so we can give a shout-out since we were wondering. But Joe, it's like, what was it? It was winter, and then there was really like no spring.
Yes.
And then just heat hit.
Yep.
And now, heat might stretch out through this September, and then cold is just going to come in and boom. And we're missing the fall and we're missing the spring, which is everybody's favorite months.
We might go right from heat miser to snow miser before. so Mr. Wicker, 74 degrees right now in Logansport. We do have an air quality alert until 12 a.m., whatever the heck an air quality alert means.
That's been running for like days now. I've seen that on my phone.
And I'm still able to breathe, so I'm not sure what the air quality alert is, but I'm sure the
Logansport report says it's WSP or something like that. They're always on the hot button topics.
All right, we're ready to start the second half. Logansport will receive the second half kickoff. Amaya puts a foot into it. Baldini receives it around the 8-yard line. Will set up returns. Got a nice gain across the 30, and he may be gone. Midfield, inside the 45, still on his feet. 30, 25, 20, 15, breaks a tackle.
Oh, my gosh.
And he will score.
Oh, my gosh.
Baldini. 93-yard kickoff return. And how's that for scoring on the first possession of the half?
Holy cow, John, about to fall out this window. That was so exciting. I can't believe it. Two-time Coca-Cola player of the game on our show, Baldini, who had tweaked his ankle in practice, and he's able to get down the sidelines. I hope, go to YouTube and try to rewind that one. That was a beautiful thing. And we talked about how the Berries really would have liked to have been up 2 scores, and right away they attack. And now that Berries defense is going to be fired up to get a stop. But what can you say, Joe?
Wow.
You talk about it, man.
And now for the point after, we got to first things first. Let's get Dillingham to get this back to a 15-point game. And a bad snap, and Bryson Herb was not able to secure the hold, and it is no good. So the point that the Berries had, advantage has disappeared. But all things considered, not a bad start. 14 points lead, 27-13 on an electric kickoff return by Elliot Baldini. As you mentioned, Dave, he tweaked his ankle this week. If he runs like that, if tweaking his ankle, I should go out and tweak my ankle tomorrow. Maybe I can run like that. Probably not.
I was at practice yesterday, and he wasn't dressed. He was wearing like slippers, and I thought, it'd be nice to have Elliott to go with Chris Anthony, but oh my gosh, the most electric play of the night so far, and just the skill that he used during that run, because a couple defenders caught him, but he was able to use kind of the stiff arms and the different techniques that Coach Johnson and the staff show him in practice that they work on in worse heat than this. They work on it over and over and able to execute perfectly that run back.
And now we get an extended look at the gentleman, a former student of ours, both of us. I do believe that is Juvensley Sejor, class of 23, in to cheer on his brother Wesley, who was on the football team and was a member of the freshman squad. Coach Noah Lang last year. Very long, very athletic kid. He's got a bright future. He's got some skill as well, so we might see him on the basketball court this winter.
I tell you what, they leave LHS 18 and they look like babies, and then they come back and their hair's about twice as long as it used to be, and styled in a certain way, and they got a certain kind of style, like fancier style, and it's really cool to see. It's cool to see people come back. I came back not quite as handsome as these kids are coming back, but what can you do?
So Robertson and Brummett back to receive this kickoff from Dylan Ham. Is just 14 seconds off the clock on the kickoff return, and Ham puts a right foot into it down to about the 3-yard line. Brummett, they will set up a return to the left, breaking through the wedge. Nicely done that time with Tate Strong, who brought him inside to allow Jackson Walker to make the tackle, but give Tate Strong credit on that one as he broke the wedge and allowed Jackson Walker to clean it up. Twin Lakes starts deep in their own territory.
That happened right in front of us on the sideline, and it was just electric. I think I was probably rambling about some topic non-football, and then you got your broadcast announcer call going, and man, Baldini just is like a conundrum, I feel like, because, he just seems like such a laid-back, calm dude. But when he gets out on the field, he, like I told him last week, he turns into Incredible Hawk. I need to start calling him Bruce Banner.
So now Twin Lakes, the first play from scrimmage here in the second half. Dodd in the gun with 2 receivers to either side of the formation. Brummett in the backfield. Flag on the play, and I thought I saw Twin Lakes motion, and now they're going to say the Bears were in the neutral zone. So another Logansport penalty. It's Quincy Jackson taking exception to that, but they're going to say the Bears were in the neutral zone at the snap of the football. Another Logansport penalty. Now 7 for 37, although the one never did get marked off. The personal foul and the extra point that was missed, they didn't give him half the distance. They didn't give him 15 yards on the kickoff. So I guess that was an inadvertent flag, but our Logansport stat guys gave him credit for the penalty, which it was. But no yards were marked off. But that's another unforced error for this Logansport team. And they've had some costly penalties that's allowed Twin Lakes to hang around. Down 27-13, just underway here, quarter number 3. So 1st and 5 following the penalty. Now Dodd back to pass. And the pass is going to be caught going high in the air, and a heck of a catch over on the far side by Cheyenne Van Wielden. As he caught it at its highest point. Comes down with a reception.
Boy, it's like that guy had peanut butter on his hands, Joe, as he's able to just get the ball to stick there.
And a gain of 10 yards out to the 40-yard line. It will move the chains. 1st down and 10, Twin Lakes. Bears would love to maintain this 2-possession lead. Their defense would love to get the Indians off the field. But giving them 1st and 5 put them in a very advantageous down and distance on that set of downs. We'll see what Logansport can do defensively on this new set of downs. 1st and 10 for Twin Lakes. Brummett gets the handoff. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Devalier will bring him down. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Holy cow. I wonder if the Berries are going to be able to hold him here, Joe. We got a shout-out here on my phone. Looks like Dutch Fincher listening, the famous Dutch Fincher, who does nothing but produce state championship swimmers. And he says that he's enjoying the broadcast. But, boy, if you saw what we were seeing, we try to kind of translate that. So
no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Twin Lakes has it at their own 40-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Brummett in the backfield with Dodd in the shotgun. Dodd back to pass. Has all sorts of time on a fly pattern and is going to be overthrown. The intended receiver was Ethan Need. Jackson Guajardo in on the coverage. And the Berries have a chance to get off the field now, Dave. 3rd down and 10. A big play here early in this 3rd quarter.
Big play. As we broadcast to people, even over in Qatar, over there in the Persian Gulf, we talked to John Wicker, and he says 84 low, a high of 101, but it's pretty cool. It was 107 earlier that week with no clouds in the sky.
Okay, well, I yield to the 107.
Yeah, the 107, exactly.
So you win, Mr. Wicker, and I ain't mad at you.
That's funny.
3rd down and 10 for the Indians. Back to pass is Dodd. Protection breaks down. Now under heavy pressure, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. Jackson Walker with pursuit from the backside, and credit the secondary, Dave, because Dodd had plenty of time to throw before the protection broke down.
And I thought, it was awesome to have one Caden Walker, the X Factor, but the brothers Walker are a formidable team, and it's so much fun to see brothers being able to play together, and especially in a physical sport like football.
And that was a big-time play by Jackson Walker, but again, can't say enough good things about the secondary. As there was nobody open, Dodd rolled out to his left to buy some more time, but Walker was able to track him down. So in for the punt and punting it away is Ethan Need. Caden Walker will field it at the 28-yard line, and he finishes the run out to the 35-yard line. So well done. A nice punt by Need. Well covered by Twin Lakes, but Caden Walker was able to get forward for a couple of yards, and pretty decent starting field position for Logansport. First down and 10 at their own 36.
And here comes the Logan Berries, only up 8 at the half, but a electrifying run back by Elliot Baldini. Bruce Banner himself. The brothers Walker, I'm sure we're going to be calling Rosie Lauren Taylor soon, and we're just kind of cycling around. Chris Anthony DeValier is about ready to do something big, but got a lot of good weapons on this Berries team.
Got Larry Umholtz at right guard with Kyle Rosie under center. See if those big fellas can put together a time-consuming drive for the Berries. Now on the counter play this time to Caden Walker, who was hit at the line of scrimmage, but moved the pile forward a little bit. Got something out of nothing, not much, a gain of a yard. Set up second down and 9 for the Berries. And slow to get up was Caden Walker. Looks to be okay. Maybe he was just taking a couple extra seconds to rest all on the turf.
He probably just had to pick a couple of teeth up. He doesn't want to lose those.
So the place kicker getting loosened up for the Berries. Brandon Diaz Garcia. So just in case they get it into field goal range. Second down and 9 for the Berries. Handoff to DeValier. Off tackle across the 40-yard line. Tackle made there by Leo Dellinger. 4-yard pickup for Chris. We'll set up a very manageable third down for the Berries. Third down and 5. They have it at their own 41-yard line. They need to get to the 46 to keep this drive alive. With 8.5 minutes to go, third quarter, homecoming 2024 at LMH Stadium. Logansport 27 and Twin Lakes 13.
Not a score you really see that often, Joe, but a nice 14-point lead for the Berries with the ball.
And the Berries can really put the hammer down if they can get a 3-score lead. Obviously, first things first, they got to convert this third down and 5. Bobbling the snap was Herb, but he completes the pass to DeValier. He'll have a first down and more into Twin Lakes territory. And nicely done that time from Bryson Hers. He bobbled the snap, Dave, but didn't panic, rolled out to his left, and delivered it on target to DeValier. Pitch and catch, first down, Logansport.
Yep, DeValier kept that peanut butter on his hands, held onto that ball, and I told you we're going to be calling DeValier. It's kind of a rotating carousel of names, people feeding off each other, making big plays.
Well, that stop defensively for Logansport on Twin Lakes' first possession has really fired this crowd up a little bit after they were already jacked up after that kickoff return to start the half from Baldini. So see if the Berries offense can keep it going here on this drive. Pitch out and out to the right to Caden Walker, doing a nice job stringing it out for Twin Lakes. And he'll lose a couple of yards, as that was well done by Dakota Van Wielden. We've called his name a bunch. And I'm glad he's a senior, Dave. I don't want to see that kid anymore. He's quite a player for Twin Lakes. He's been offense and defense in a lot of action.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how these kids do it. Like, offense and defense. When you come here, when maybe you're not, familiar with high school football, you think there's going to be a defense and there's going to be an offense. But these guys having to just pound the ball with the run the whole time and then go out and defend the best offensive weapons that the other team has is just incredible.
Second down and 11, maybe a passing situation for the Berries. A kid we haven't seen in the passing game tonight, Deegan Kitchell. Maybe they look to him. Like I said, they hand off to DeValier and he gets nothing that time. Maybe gets a yard, so they're back to the original line of scrimmage. So a 1-yard pickup, and that will set up third down and 10. And now almost certainly the Bears will be forced to pass this one on third down and 10. And 4-down territory perhaps, all depending on what they can do on this third down play.
I feel like my heart is still racing from that opening play. Logansport doing a pretty good job. Third and 10. Twin Lakes has a chance to get the Berries off the field, but Mike Johnson has the play. Yep. He's calling the play, Joe, the play.
Okay. Elliot Baldini replaces DeValier in at fullback, and Carson Dubes split out wide to the left, and now Dubes will shift over to the right side of the formation, and the Berries may run out of time, and do they get a timeout? And they do call a timeout as the play clock was down to 1, so Coach Johnson hates to use a timeout in the third quarter, but better than that than a delay of game penalty. So Logansport's first timeout of the half comes at the 6:55 mark of our third quarter. Logansport with the only points of this half to take their 21-13 lead to 27-13. And they have a big third down and 10 at their 46-yard line of Twin Lakes.
I saw today in the pep rally, We had a pep rally in the Berry Bowl the last period of the day, and it's always just a great energy in there as the kids are having fun, the faculty's down there. But I saw Mr. Jones. I texted him. I'm like, "You wearing a Jones jersey from back in the state championship days?" And he said, "Nice eye packard, but it's actually my father's jersey." And I thought that was great. Old, Butch was substitute teaching when I was there, and of course we grew up with him with being the coach and all that, but I had him for typing. I was the last class to do typing before they switched to computers at LHS, and boy, Butch was just so nice, always wanted to say hi to you. Even if he hadn't seen you for 20 years, he was just so friendly.
3rd down and 10. Logansport back to pass. They set up the screen to Baldini. It's caught. He'll have the first down and more. Inside the 30. Inside the 20. One man to beat. Breaks another tackle. Spins his way. He's going to be knocked out of bounds inside the 5. What a job. Now they're going to give him a touchdown.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, the side judge is here into getting out of bounds. I thought for sure he was out of bounds, but the back judge said he's into the end zone for a touchdown. 46-yard touchdown pass to Elliot Baldini.
The most professional thing I can say is dude.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. That dude is a dude. That was unbelievable. He was on the sidelines. You thought that he was going to get pushed out of bounds. I mean, when he caught that ball, Joe, he turned and accelerated so fast. It was almost like he caught it in stride when he really kind of caught it behind him. But, man, how does he do that?
And Twin Lakes looked like they were in position to make the tackle initially, but once he broke loose, it was all Elliot Baldini. Now the point after. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:41 to go. 3rd quarter. 34-13 Logansport. 2 Elliot Baldini touchdowns here in the 3rd quarter. 93-yard kickoff return to open the half, and a 46-yard touchdown reception, pass and catch on the screen pass. In an obvious passing situation, 3rd down and 10, that makes it even more impressive what Baldini and the Berries did on that play.
That mild-mannered man, Elliot Baldini, man, I just cannot believe what I just saw. Maybe he just likes the sideline. Maybe he's got, metal in his shorts and there's a magnet pushing him so he doesn't run out of bounds. I don't know, but he has single-handedly saved the Berries from a close game here. I mean, obviously not over, but gosh.
Still
incredible.
Still a lot of time to go, and I know the coaches will feel a whole lot better if they can get another defensive stop, as this Twin Lakes team is more than capable of putting up points in a hurry, as we saw them score on a one-play drive at the end of the 2nd quarter, so they're more than capable. And we'll see what Logansport can come up with. It all starts with a good special teams coverage, which they did on that previous possession. Tate Strong and Jackson Walker forcing Twin Lakes to start that drive inside their own 30-yard line, which helped the defense come up with a stop. And 2 touchdowns for the Berries, and they extend to their largest lead of the night. First time a 3-possession lead, 34-13 with 6:41 to go, 3rd quarter. But as Dave mentioned, a lot of time to play, still more than a quarter and a half here on Homecoming 2024 at LMH Stadium. Now Ham kicks it deep. Brummett will field it at his own 2-yard line. They set up a return to the left, and he's got some running room across the 30. Still on his feet across the 35-yard line. Flag comes in late. That might be on Twin Lakes. Almost always it's on the return team when you see a flag on a return. But we'll check and see, as that was way, way behind the play. But maybe the official saw it from the distance. And it's going to be a hold on Twin Lakes. Matt Lang penalty tracker says that is penalty number 3 on the Indians. And that will push them way back. So their excellent starting field position was erased on that penalty. Advantage Logansport, as they've got them pinned back inside their 20 to start this drive.
I'm still reeling from that that play. And speaking of explosive plays, explosive players, Joe, why don't we give a shout out to Grayson Long's dad, who is watching us and has been enjoying our excitement tonight.
Okay, well, it was always good to see Mr. Long at the stadium cheering on his son, but he's put in his time, and it's just not the same without seeing Mr. Long, without seeing Mr. Mock. But love watching their boys play here. 1st down and 10 for Twin Lakes. Back to pass is Dodd. They set up a swing pass to Brummett. There's a lot of open field. His pass is caught across the 20-yard line. The Berries do finally bring him down short of the 1st down, but a nice gain on 1st down. And Twin Lakes needed something good to happen after those 2 Logansport touchdowns here that have set them on their heels a little bit here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, looking at the score, up 21 now, and it's just in a blink of an eye almost, thanks to Elliot Baldini, our two-time player of the game, and showing that, he may end up being the best player we have this season out of a lot of dynamic guys. But, boy, that last play, Joe, Bears with pretty good defense deep, and so able to get kind of an under the defense throw there.
But the Indians did pick up 6, so it makes it 2nd down and 4. The Indians have it at the 22-yard line. Dodd once again in the gun. Fakes the handoff to Brummett. Back to pass. Has plenty of time. Can't find anyone open. Now rolls out to his left. Still can't find anyone open. He's under heavy pressure.
My gosh.
And pass is going to be caught on the sideline. That was well done by both Dodd and Darren Baker. I thought at first he was throwing it away, but he knew what he was doing the whole time. And Baker catches it and a first down. As Jackson Guajardo was in pretty good coverage, but a perfectly thrown ball that time from Dodd and a Twin Lakes first down.
Was that Chris Martinez who about got him?
I think so.
I was trying to look down there at the number, and I thought it was 55, but we almost caught up with him, but what a great move to be able to get that ball off and put it on target.
Very impressed with Cooper Dodd, just a sophomore. Excellent pocket presence. Doesn't seem to panic even when he's under heavy pressure. Rolled out, bought some extra time, and got a completion for the Indians. First down and 10 at the 31-yard line. Now pass in the flat, caught by Brummett. A big hit by Hippolyte. Positive yardage for the Indians, but that gets some oohs and ahs from the crowd as that was a serious tackle by Hippolyte following a minimal gain.
Joe, the crowd's back to schmoozing as this lead has ballooned, but boy, if you gave me like a 4 multiple choice kind of test and you said that this was a scenario that could happen, it never would have been the one I picked. The Berries came out like a lightning bolt out of the locker room, and with 5:36 left in this third quarter, got the Twin Lakes here at 2nd and 6.
Back to pass now is Dodd. Has a lot of time. He's got a man open on the fly pattern. It is slightly underthrown, but it is going to be caught. And a big gain that time for Twin Lakes is Ethan Need, who had a couple of steps. Had that been thrown on target, he'd still be running. Fortunate for the Berries, it was slightly underthrown. That saved a touchdown, but a big gain, and Twin Lakes is in plus territory.
I didn't see somebody lost their shoe on that play, Joe, but like you said, that receiver got behind the defense, and if that ball would have been a couple more yards forward, that could have went all the way. But a great job by Twin Lakes receiver to come back for that ball and get it in traffic.
Gain of 36. Ethan Need on the reception. First down and 10. Twin Lakes has it at the Logansport 28-yard line. Now Brummett gets the handoff up the gut inside the 25-yard line. Good solid run down to the 22. So the Indians have something going here on this drive. 2nd down and 4. And a 3-score lead could easily be brought back to a 2-score lead the way Twin Lakes is moving the football. So we'll see if the Berries defense can stiffen. They've come up with a couple of stops on this spot on the field already so far tonight. They need to do it again. There's no lead is safe. As Coach Johnson told you last week about Benton Central, didn't feel like it was safe, and this is a much better club, obviously, than what we saw last Friday night in Benton County.
Coach Johnson runs a disciplined bunch, and they're showing it tonight. 2nd
down and 4. Twin Lakes has it at the Logansport 22-yard line. Dodd gets the snap. Back to pass. On an out pattern, it is caught. First down and more. As putting his head down was Colton Roy, I believe. Or was it Van Wielden?
It's a good name, Van Wielden.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So Cheyenne Van Wielden, 81, not 82. I apologize to Mr. Van Wielden and his family. And a first down inside the 10-yard line. So 1st and goal for Twin Lakes. Clock continues to run as we approach 4 minutes to play in our third quarter. But Twin Lakes with a very impressive drive. This drive started at their own 16-yard line, and they've moved the ball downfield mainly via the pass. So we'll see what they do. First down and goal. They hand it off to Brummett. Brummett was hit initially, but fell forward for a couple yards. Gained down to the 6-yard line. 2nd down and goal. Logansport 34, Twin Lakes 13. Clock continues to run here in the third quarter. 3 minutes and 33 seconds to play. The Berries look to get conference win number 1 on the season and improve to 4-1. And Hamilton Heights coming to town next Friday night. It's Logansport with just 1 road game left in the regular season. October the 4th at West Lafayette, and that might be the best team on the schedule for the Berries. So that will not be easy. 2nd down and 6 for Twin Lakes. 2nd down and goal from the 6. Now Dodd rolls out to his right. Under heavy pressure, gets out of it, throws into the end zone. The pass is incomplete, slightly behind his receiver, who was open. was Kyle Kaiser, but good pressure that time from Baldini.
Looks like his
to
body
cause the
coming into
incomplete pass.
A 180 in the air, Joe, as he tried to come back and catch that. That's pretty athletic incompletion, really. Now, I think somebody had a commentary earlier that this Twin Lakes team hung with Central Catholic,
I believe it was.
for the first half, and then it kind of got away from them. And you wonder what kind of blow it does to a team to have another second half.
Well, they can get right back.
Yeah, they could get right back into it.
Right back into this game. Here's a big third down and goal from the 6-yard line. Dodd back to pass. As the first receiver's not open. Now the pass is caught, slightly underthrown. Going to his knees was Keaton Miller. That saved a touchdown because he had plenty of room on that left side. But he had to go to his knees to make that catch. Down at the 4-yard line, sets up 4th and goal. And Twin Lakes down 3 touchdowns. Field goal does them no good. They'll have to go for it here at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, that's tough, Joe. A couple times were just if there would have been some leading of the pass, they could have gotten a score. And time just keeps ticking.
So see, maybe the Berries come with a blitz package this time. They've relied on just pressure from the front 4. Maybe try something different here. 4th down and goal from the 4-yard line. We'll see what Coach Johnson dials up. Dodd back to pass. Has plenty of time. Still has time. The pass is going to be incomplete. And you got to give Dave, again, credit to that secondary. Twin Lakes moved the ball right down the field until they got in the red zone. Dodd had plenty of time to throw both of these last 2 plays, but the coverage was great and a big turnover on downs for the Berries defense.
I feel like, a lot of those big plays kind of in the open space against the Berries defense come, just as an accidental mistake or something that gets somebody open. But I think as they get in the red zone, Joe, it just seems like the Berries really tighten up. They've got so many dynamic players out there that, that when they don't have to cover so much field, they're even more dangerous. And now we'll see, presumably they'll kind of run it out of here. Bryson Hurst got a lot of passing in tonight, though, so it's been kind of all cylinders tonight.
Now the bad news for Twin Lakes, they turn it over on downs. Good news, Logansport deep in their own territory. 1st down and 10 at their own 4-yard line. Handoff up the gut to DeValier. Nothing doing on that play. Maybe a yard out to the 5-yard line. We'll set up 2nd down and 9. And the Pioneer Panthers have come back. After 3, they lead over North Miami 21-14, so down 14-7 at the break. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in that third quarter, so maybe the Panthers can bring home a victory. Thank you to Milt Hess for passing on that score to us. As I believe our colleague Bo Wicker is in Royal Center covering that game.
Wow, Bo's cousins over in Saudi Arabia.
That's right.
Over in the Persian Gulf. He said he was talking about Elliot Baldini being so dynamic. He wants to know how many TDs Elliot has had this year.
And the handoff up the middle and a gain out to about the 7-yard line. And that will set up 3rd down and long. So,
I mean, didn't Elliott have 4 in a game? Did he have 4 one time? Or was it?
I know he had at least 3 in one
3.
game.
Could have been 3. Well, it sounds like my old buddy Jason Spear that he has a record possibly of 21. That's what John's saying is that Elliott told him he wants to break Spear's record of 21 touchdowns in a season. And, I mean, he certainly should be well on his way. But Spear used to run like that, except up the middle and just run over people. Or
3rd down and long for the Berries. Pitch out to Jackson Walker around the left side. He has a 1st down.
Oh, my.
And he's into the secondary, across the 30, across the 35, and a big gain for Jackson Walker, who has been huge tonight for the Berries. Every time, Dave, it seems like he gets his hands on the balls, he comes up with a big play, especially on that left side.
Yeah, I mean, Caden has brought his A game tonight, and when he does that, watch out. I mean, that it almost started with that interception that he just dove for and caught in a high part of the air. It wasn't one of those dives towards the ground, and he has great instincts. But man, when he's feeling it, when he's in the zone on a Friday night, it is so fun to watch him.
So the big run from Jackson Walker gets the Berries 1st down and 10 and out of their own shadow of their own goal line out to the 39-yard line. He's in motion once again. Now the handoff to Baldini. Baldini breaks the tackle, stumbled a little bit, and he is slow to get up, and that looks like a cramp. Is he up? That's why he was tripped up, Dave. He's cramping up, so the big fella's up front trying to stretch his leg. So I had Elliot Baldini for 8 touchdowns coming into tonight. My Michigan Public School education math, he's got 2 tonight, so carry the one. I didn't have to take my shoes off, so I think it's 10. So he's at 10 touchdowns, still with a lot of the season left to play.
And, if we're going to trust John, which you'd figure we should, I think he put Spear at 21. So
okay.
Jason Spear, who I get to see every time we go over to Kokomo, it seems like when we went formally for basketball or whatnot. He had a son that played over there. But, man, he was just so good. He was just a cool dude. He felt like he was a college running back in high school. And while, Baldini doesn't necessarily come off as like a 25-year-old kid, boy, I mean, it's just incredible. If you guys don't know him, people who know him know that he's kind of, soft-spoken and quiet and, kind of almost shy. But, man, his electricity on the football field, you got to wonder the origins of that. Like, at what point did he discover that he was good at football?
So now Traeger, Sidney Latham tending to him.
Yep.
So 2nd down and 7. Devalier in at fullback. Bryson Herr rolls out to his right. Has time to throw, and the pass is deflected as Deegan Kitcher was well covered. He has not been a factor. Twin Lakes has taken him away, but the Bears have been able to carry on without one of their big play threats offensively. Credit Twin Lakes for identifying a big target for the Bears, but they've been able to overcome that. Incomplete pass sets up 3rd down and 7. Logansport has it at their own 42-yard line. They need to get to the 49 to keep this drive alive. Clock stopped following the incomplete pass. 8.9 seconds to go in what has been an outstanding third quarter for the Bears. They've outscored Twin Lakes 13-0 to extend to a 34-13 lead here in the waning seconds of the third quarter, maybe the final play of this third quarter.
I'm going to bet it is, Joe.
Okay. You'd think it'd be a passing situation, 3rd down and 7. Herr back to pass.
Oh, my gosh,
he's got
wide open, but can he catch it?
And the ball just over the fingertips of Carson Dubes. Maybe looking into the lights, that's awfully tough to look over your helmet as he was wide open and he could have just slightly overthrown.
I don't know if you're watching and listening or just listening, but man, almost 15 yards between the nearest cornerback and our receiver, and he's just, and that's what happens like when you have a real easy pool shot, but you got like a bunch of green between, and it's a lot of pressure. I mean, it wasn't able to complete that, but man, you never get somebody that wide open.
So for the first time tonight, the Berries will be in punt formation. Bryson Herr to kick this one away, and now Twin Lakes will take a timeout. And maybe the coaching staff wants to alert his squad to a potential fake punt. But with a 3-score lead, you would think the Coach Johnson would kick it away and trust his defense, which has held Twin Lakes in check, just 13 points through 3 quarters of play.
Well, the Berries up 34-13. That's a 21-point gap. And so, playing it safe, getting this clock down is probably the name of the game at this point. Coach Johnson always says that no lead is ever safe. And so, you want to bleed that clock. And I just want to give a shout-out again to Grayson's dad who's listening to us. It's great that all you listeners out there, we love to hear from you when we get a chance. But, if anybody needs a home inspection, remember, Kai Long's your man. I mean, he's so great up at the Career Center with the kids, and he does workshops with little kids, and he's just a good guy. And so if you need an inspection, call him up.
So the Berries in punt formation. Bryson Herr standing at his 31-yard line. Snap is good. Rolls out to his right a little bit and puts a strong right foot into it and kicks it away from the coverage, and that will be the final play of our third quarter. It is Logansport 34, Twin Lakes 13. When we return, we'll have quarter number 4 live from Logansport. All right, Alan James, thank you very much. Welcome back to LMH Stadium. We move to the fourth quarter, and That was not a very good spot that they gave the punt from Bryson Earl. I thought he boomed it a little bit further, but they're going to give Twin Lakes the ball at the 40-yard line. So we didn't have obviously a good angle of the sideline, but the official standing there. So Twin Lakes in business, first down and 10 at their own 40-yard line as play begins in the fourth quarter. Now they set up a middle screen to Brummett, who breaks one tackle, and he's into the secondary, inside the 50, inside the 45, and down at the 42-yard line. Well-designed play that time. First screen pass we've seen for Twin Lakes, and they ran it well.
Yeah, the Indians, you said, Joe, on a 40 with 60 yards to go, and then they get to the other 40. All of a sudden they pick up 20, and they only have 40 to go. And I feel like I'm starting to sound like Troy Aikman, but we got 21-point deficit. They can get it to 2 scores. They might have a chance.
First down and 10. They spot the ball at the 42-yard line of Logansport. Now Brummett gets the handoff up the middle, and Tate Strong comes up and delivers a big hit. No gain on the play. Second down and 10. Clock running, 11:25 to go, fourth quarter. Logansport 34, Twin Lakes 13. As the Berries try to improve to 4-1 on the season and get that first conference win.
Is that a trivia question down the road, Joe? And, what was Logansport's first conference win after switching?
Yep. Well, I'm sure that John Wicker's already got that filed away in his memory bank should this come into fruition, and utilize that down the road. Second down and 10. Twin Lakes has it at the 42-yard line of Logansport. Dodd back to pass. Plenty of time to throw. Can't find anyone open. Now rolls out to his right to buy some extra time. Lauren Taylor bearing down. I know the pass is going to be incomplete through the fingertips that time of Colton Robertson, who's had a big day receiving the football. Dave Dodd did everything he could. Bought plenty of time. Lauren Taylor, Elliot Baldini were pressuring him. And the pass is incomplete and sets up third down and 10 for the Indians. Down 3 scores. They will definitely go for it if they don't pick it up. So they've got two downs to pick up these 10 yards on third and 10.
Oh, my.
Clock's I'm sorry, Dave, go ahead.
No, I don't know what to say, Joe. This has been a fantastic turn of events this half.
Clock stopped following the incomplete pass. 10:48 to go, fourth quarter. Berries up 34-13. Twin Lakes trying to get back in the game here. Third down and 10. Dodd back to pass. Lauren Taylor again putting on heavy pressure. The pass is caught, and a great open field tackle that time by Deegan Kitchell. Leo Dellinger makes the stop, but no gain on the play, and Lauren Taylor did the job that time, Dave. Forced Dodd to roll out and throw it to one of his underneath receivers. Sets up fourth down for the Indians. Down 3 scores at this stage in the game, Dave. They have no choice but to go for it.
Yep, and the time will start to tick if they're not able to pick this up. But it's been a wonderful half. We thought, it ended up being pretty even though Logansport seemed to have the edge in that first half. But Elliot Baldini broke it open, and now even making plays, and we just keep rotating the names. Lauren Taylor and Kyle Rosie.
Yep.
And
Curry's in there as well in the front seven. Now coming in on the blitz is Deegan Kitchell. Dodd's able to step away, and the pass is going to be caught by Brummett, and he will have a first down as there were 2 receivers in the area. Twin Lakes coaches were panicking a little bit, but it all worked out, and they get a first down on a key fourth down conversion.
Joe, I think that was an interception, a same-team interception. I thought the ball was going to the guy who did not catch it. But good play. But, yeah, having 2 receivers in the same area could be disastrous.
Elliot Baldini limped off the field, and there he's looking at the lower part of his body. I don't know if it's the ankle that he tweaked or maybe the cramp that he suffered earlier. So he's going to step out temporarily. And Twin Lakes with a new set of downs. First down and 10. They have it at the 31-yard line of Logansport. Brummett gets the handoff and nothing doing that time as Lauren Taylor in on that tackle. They give him a yard down to the 30. Nothing more. Second down and 9.
And I think the non-night owls starting to maybe file out a little bit here, Joe, at the 9.5-minute mark.
And Twin Lakes wasting a lot of time as they need 3 scores, and we're down to inside of 10 minutes to go in this game. They need to have a greater sense of urgency on these possessions as they're gonna run out of time. Dodd in the gun with Brummett to his right. Now back to pass is Dodd. The pass is behind his intended receiver, Darren Baker, and incomplete. Would have been a minimal gain as he was well covered over there. I believe Hippolyte was on the coverage. So it will set up third down and 9 for the Indians. Clock stopped following the incomplete pass with 9:12 to go. Logansport up 34-13.
And we'll get the, kind of to the player of the game after the game. But, I think back to that play where Elliot Baldini had a chance to kind of run out of bounds, and instead he leaned into the hit instead of taking the hit. And it seemed like from that point on that things were happening for the Berries.
3rd and 9 for Twin Lakes. Dodd back to pass. He is hit as he throws the ball, and it is incomplete. And as Jackson Walker in on the pressure. And Jackson Walker, we've called his name a bunch tonight. We've called it all season long, Dave. This might be his best game so far this season. He has been all over the field tonight for the Berries.
Boy, it's been just a huge effort, by Jackson. Jackson coming into his own as the Walker brother of Caden, who has been just spectacular in the last few years. We've been calling his name a ton, but this team plays for each other. They're close, and they do have a lot of kind of individual guys that play as a great unit.
4th down and 9. Another key 4th down for the Indians. They need to get to the 21-yard line. Empty backfield for the Indians. Dodd back to pass. Has time to throw. The pass is going to be caught, but he may be short of the first down. He's going to try and break a tackle. He breaks a couple of tackles. Is the knee down? It is, and he is going to be very close to the first down, and I think he is short. That was Cheyenne Van Wielden and Chris DeValier with a great open field tackle to keep him from getting the first down. Great pursuit by the Berries. A determined tackles. Van Wielden was doing everything he could to get the first down, but the Berries turn him over on downs once again.
Yeah, you got to think once you receive the ball, you've seen the Berries do so many dynamic moves and get out of situations that you're like, I'm going to pull out my moves. And he did. He almost got there.
So the ball is spot 3-yard line. That's where Logansport will take over. 1st down and 10 with 8 minutes and 58 seconds to go. And now much of the crowd is, I shouldn't say much of the crowd, but a lot of the crowd is starting to depart. Try and get a head start on their weekend. This game perhaps comfortably in hand, although the way Twin Lakes can sling the ball, still a lot of time to go. Nearly 9 minutes to play.
And a lot of Americans just working for a living, tired. Yep. It's 9 o'clock, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost my bedtime.
Now the handoff to DeValier, off tackle, up the middle, across the 30-yard line. They'll spot him right at the 30-yard line. Good solid run that time for DeValier of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. You hear coaches talk about the 4-minute offense. Coach Johnson, I know, would love some 4-minute offense here to take at least half the remaining time off the clock and keep that high-flying Twin Lakes offense on the sidelines.
Definitely, Joe.
Now, obviously, we didn't see their game last week, but it sounds very similar to what happened last week against Lafayette Central Catholic, a close game at the half, and Central Catholic pulled away in the second half. We're seeing the same thing here tonight. Although not as dramatic, it was 56-21 a final. Lafayette Central Catholic really laid it on them in that second half. Now the handoff to DeValier, off tackle, have the first down and more across the 35, across the 40, out to the 41-yard line. And with Baldini perhaps nicked a little bit with the tweaking the ankle and that cramp that he was suffering earlier, you would think that we'd see a healthy dose of DeValier here in these final 8 minutes of this game.
Boy, Joe, what a just a exciting night for the Berries. It feels so good for the kids. They had that tough home opening loss against Central Catholic, able to come back with a vengeance on homecoming. Such a special time. You see the band members in their dresses and tuxes if they're candidates, and pretty awesome night. 1st down and 10 for Logansport. DeValier once again gets the handoff across the midfield stripe. They'll mark him right at the midfield stripe. Good tackle that time by Leo Dellinger. About a gain of 8 for DeValier. Sets up 2nd down and 2. And a shout-out for anybody listening to the king and queen of tonight's homecoming. That was Arturo Alvarez Gomez of the FFA fame, and also works at our new Dunkin' Donuts, an old student of mine. And the queen was Maribela Neves Hernandez. Okay. I'm very partial to FFA because FFA week we get to dress in blue and gold on Friday. I get to wear my school colors, Clarkston, on blue and gold. Clarkston. So FFA holds a very special place in my heart. Here's DeValier getting the handoff, off tackle, breaks the tackle, still on his feet, inside the 45, still going, inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. And the Berries really started to exert their will here in the latter stages of this contest. Someday, Joe, you got to get on the last train to Clarkston, and I want to be at the station for you. I'm going to drive up there and meet you there. 2013, 2014, and 2017 state champions. And I was at Ford Field for all 3 of those championships. So now a timeout You are like a Michigan treasure that got stolen away to Indiana.
Yes. Yep.
Michigan is not better off without a Joe Stats.
You can take the boy out of Detroit, but you can't take Detroit out of the boy. So, but Indiana is home, and I love it here. But very, very proud of my home
You
state,
represent
my hometown.
well too. You represent well. I tried to do that when I was living in Florida. I tried to do that. Represent Indiana well. Used to listen to James Taylor's Carolina on My Mind and sing Indiana instead. And now I'm back right in the action, watching the dance team, watching the cheerleaders go, watching this Berries team show out in this second half.
And so the Coca-Cola Player of the Game will come up in our post-game show, and maybe Coach Johnson will you left it up to him. Does he want to pick a Player of the Game? Ellie Baldini is the obvious choice, but I got an unsung candidate that I'm thinking of.
Well, I tell you what, we were deliberating and things like that. I got to talking to Coach Johnson, and he really wanted to bring the Player of the Game up. We thought, that would be great. And so I think we're going to give it to him, but I think he's going to have one of the candidates that we would have chosen anyway.
So first down and 10 at the 38-yard line. Now Jackson Walker gets a handoff around the left side, and he'll have a big game, but this is going to come back as the umpire threw the flag, and that is in the area of offensive holding. And we will see it will wipe out a nice 10-yard gain for the Berries if that is indeed the call, and that is holding on Logansport. Matt Lang penalty tracker, penalty number 8 for Logansport for 47 yards. So despite this impressive showing for the Berries, they have some things to clean up. As going forward, this Hoosier Conference will not be easy. Hamilton Heights next week at West Lafayette on October the 4th, and they wrap up conference play on October the 11th with Western. So 4 consecutive conference games. The Berries well on their way to going 1-0. They would love to go 4-0 at West Lafayette. Is going to be a tall task. It's West Lafayette and Lafayette Central Catholic doing battle tonight. Even though it is... Okay. Clay said give it up for DJ BS. I'm not sure. Maybe that's a nickname. So I'll give it up for DJ, whoever that is. If Clay wants it, then...
Talking about a real DJ? Because that could be Brian Strong.
That could be. Handoff to, I believe, Caden Walker. Down to the 42-yard line.
Joe, I never got a chance to talk about my Logansport rumor mill. I think that scares people when they're like, oh, Dave, what's he going to say on the radio?
Dunkin' Donuts is going to open. Was that?
It is open.
It is open. Is that the rumor?
It was open like a day ago.
Was that the rumor?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
That's not it.
That's not it. All right.
Has nothing to do with mathematics.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with international issues.
Okay. Second down and 14.
We'll keep teasing it.
Okay. 5:40 to go. Now pitch around the left side to Jackson Walker, who's got some running room. Inside the 30, still on his feet is Jackson Walker. He'll step out of bounds, but not before getting a Logansport first down. And now Jackson may be cramping up a little bit, and I think that is... He's trying to get off the field under his own power, but based on his indication, that looks like he's cramping maybe that left leg. So Sidney Latham, the trainer, a couple other guys. Well, I think now that you properly teased the Logansport rumor mill a couple of times, now we got a break in the action while they're tending to the injured Barry. Can I tempt you to do the? I was trying to make it PG-13.
I haven't seen it on the Facebook too much, so okay. I don't know if it's true or not. It has nothing to do with the school. You being on school property where you're on a Google Meet in your own bedroom. It has nothing to do with that.
Okay. It's first day of autumn is Sunday.
Somebody had a rumor of what might be going in to the house that Mr. Happy Burger built down there, okay. Bob Shanks. Have you heard any?
Every time I drive by, I say, why doesn't somebody occupy that building? I have not heard.
And there's some kind of people making some Hap-style food somewhere that have started a business, I think. But there's a place. Have you ever heard of this restaurant? It's called Beefaroo.
No.
Beefaroo. Somebody I saw, and it seemed like it could be something. Beefaroo, a place that's known for their burgers, hearty American food, sandwiches, wraps. So we will see. And Echo Simpson, who's taking care of our board op, and says, "Yo, for real?" Like she knows what's going on. She says, Oh my, OMG! I hope this is true. So, oh my.
Okay. Now, I remember when Kramer fed the horse beefarino. I don't know it's Seinfeld episode, but
I had beefaroni growing up, Chef Boyardee.
Never heard of beefaroo. Now here's DeValier as Jackson Walker gets off the field under his own power, and a gain down to the 15-yard line. The Berries continue to wind this clock and pound the rock as they are really exerting their will, and they're going to improve to 4-1 on the season. As Echo Simpson is now texting in all caps. So
yeah.
I think you've excited.
You grabbed my attention so much. So they've heard of it. The young people know about it. Our older generations maybe not. But, I read past the typical Logansport post where they're like, they're going to level it and build a parking lot because Logansport needs parking lot. And the guys who were like, let's build everything on the east side because only the east side can have businesses. Right. Scrolled past them, and somebody was like, beefaroos. I'm calling it.
Okay, 2nd down and 5. Handoff to DeValier. He'll have a gain close to the first down to around the 11-yard line. Based on where the line judge is spotted, he's going to be just short of the first down. As now we have some Berry broadcasters in the house. This is their 3rd appearance.
We do. I'm not sure if they need to talk to me or what, but I say, maybe we bring them in to talk a little bit. I got Colton Campbell and Tristan Ray up here. Would you guys like to comment on the game or do any talking here on the radio into the mic?
The game, we are absolutely destroying the other team.
Maybe be gracious. Make sure you don't say anything off color. You would never do that.
I won't do that.
Handoff to DeValier, and he will have the first down inside the 10. 1st and goal for the Berries. Clock stopped temporarily to move the chains with 3:56 to go.
So we have a young man, Colton Campbell, who's been in my class for a number of years now and has become very close to me. And Colton, you were probably a little bit worried at halftime. We were only up by a score.
Yeah.
But then Elliot Baldini comes out and makes all these moves. How exciting has this game been for the student body down there?
I feel like all of them's going to lose their voice after Monday. I'm losing my voice right now.
I thought everybody lost their voice at that convocation. If you want to hand that over to Tristan, it sounded like a jet engine how loud you guys were down at that pep rally. Tell me a little bit about today. How did it go, Tristan?
The pep rally started, and we got really loud really quick. It was hard to hear the other.
And hard to hear now is Caden Walker. Scores a touchdown.
When they were speaking to us, we couldn't hear them, barely, because of how loud people were, just how excited they were. And I just know with the combination of, people that are doing both, the pep rally, and then here tonight, and
the dance tomorrow night.
Yeah, they're just going to be extremely sore for Sunday.
Very good, guys. Well, I'm glad I got your debut on the radio as we scored another touchdown while we were even on the air. Get down there and celebrate with your classmates.
The point after, no good. A bad snap. Hurd tried to throw convert a 2-point conversion, fell incomplete. It is 40-13. So the Berries have outscored Twin Lakes 19-0 here in the second half. So a game eerily or similar for Twin Lakes to what happened last week. A close game at halftime with Lafayette Central Catholic. And ran out of gas in the second half. This Twin Lakes team not too far away from being a very good ball club and very young. So this is a team to keep your eye on in the years going forward.
And a great builder for the Berries is, they had high expectations for this year, thought that they could accomplish a lot if they just played their way. And turned out today, LMH Stadium in the second half has become a house of pain, which I believe is the band that they are playing. Mm-hmm. Can you call them a band? I think group? So. It's tough when they don't really, have the heavy instruments going. But, it's a great time. And I put some rookies on the radio. I do radio and television at school. Seems only right that if the kids are going to come up to visit and we've got a blowout score that we give them a little bit of time.
And that's when I met Logansport Police Officer Rob Smith about the time that jump around came of being back in
That's hilarious.
Back in the early 90s. So every time I hear the song, I think of Rob Smith because that was about the time that I met Rob with, of course, his sons Gavin and Cooper. Got to see them on the basketball court and the baseball diamond over the years. It's going to be not going to be the same without Mr. Smith. I'm seeing him at the Berry Bowl and Turner Field this year.
Oh, my.
A squib kick goes off one of the upbacks. That is a live ball up for grabs. Twin Lakes does fall on it at the 37-yard line with 3:20 to go. But a very impressive, we talked about the 4-minute offense. The Berries, a 5-minute touchdown drive to take a lot of time off the clock. and to put this game out of reach for Twin Lakes. With 3:20 to go, the Indians will fall to 2-3 on the season. But they, based on what we saw last week, Dave, they're gonna get healthy in a hurry, as they got Benton Central next week at Twin Lakes, and you have a feeling Twin Lakes is going to take out their frustration over these last 2 losses on what probably is going to be an undermanned Benton Central team.
Absolutely, Joe. From what we saw, just enjoy the windmills kind of going in. Yep. And we got to just mention that kick, Joe, because that was like a worm burner on the ground, and then it hit somebody's shoe or something. It kicked way up in the air, and I haven't ever seen a ball behave like that on a kick.
Twin Lakes very alertly stepped on it and recovered it. Now Dodd back to pass. The pass is caught by Brummett. He is tackled immediately. Deegan Kitchell on the stop. 3-yard pickup. 2nd down and 7. And now another Berry cramping up. Normally, Dave, we see cramps the first or second week of the season. We don't see it normally in mid-September, but it's not usually upper 80s in mid-September as it's been. So I'm surprised we haven't seen more cramping up, although it has cooled off nice at night and in the mornings, but it has been so warm during the day. But credit the Logansport Berries with overcoming the homecoming distractions and that hot weather. I had to practice around the homecoming parade, as Coach Johnson talked about in the pregame show, and a junior high game. But they've been able to keep those distractions to a minimum this week.
Yeah, they've been really working hard out in the heat.
2nd down and 7. Now swing pass in the left flat to Brummett. He makes the catch, but he is hit immediately, and he will lose a yard. And I believe that is Hippolyte, who is really coming into his own here.
Yeah, Hippolyte's a name we, hadn't called before. Back, last year, was he on the team last year?
No, he's not. I believe he moved from Florida. If I know the story correctly,
he seemed to come from nowhere, but he has been really big. We've called his name quite a bit this season, and
maybe he heard the legend of Dave Packard when you were down in Florida back and says, "Hey, I want to go where Mr. Packard is now." That's a long shot. I mean, he probably wasn't even alive when you were.
I really wish I had a legend of some sort, Joe.
I'm going to say that you are. I'm going to give you at least partial credit.
I appreciate it.
3rd down and 8. Dodd back to pass. Has plenty of time. The pass is caught, breaking a tackle. And into the secondary is Leo Dellinger, beg your pardon. 11, not 81. It's tough to see those numbers as the night falls and lights here in the booth and the lights on the field. It's tough to see, and I'm not a young man anymore.
Joe, I think Chicago said it best when they said, does anyone really know what time it is? Okay. And does anybody really care? Yeah. I think that's kind of the way everybody feels at this point. It's been a roller coaster of a night, but the roller coaster's pulled into the station, so everybody looking forward to being happy somewhere else.
Inside of 2 minutes, Twin Lakes has an empty backfield. 1st down and 10 at the Logansport 33-yard line, down 40-13. Back to pass is Dodd. Steps up into the pocket. The ball is hit. As that is live football. Empty hand. We'll have to wait and see. And I think Logansport comes up with a fumble recovery. It is Kyle Rosie. After Jackson Walker forced the fumble. And Kyle Rosie picks it up. And the Bears will take over 1st down and 10 at their own 34-yard line. And that should do it, as this defense has played an outstanding half of football, holding Twin Lakes scoreless here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a celebratory locker room, and this is what you want to see for these kids. We get pretty close to these kids in the school system, and it's you see everybody that we kind of work with, and I got my man Kadrian Barrage down there on the sidelines. He's been filling in for Mr. Wicker today. He's got some published articles in the Ferris Tribune. Very happy for him, but just a great capacity crowd. A lot of people with their Berries gear on, red and black day, and the Berries really turned out in the first half and the second half.
So Tate Strong was late to arrive on the field. He gets on the field and throws a block for Chris Anthony DeValier, who will have a 1st down for Logansport across the 45-yard line, out to the 47-yard line. Now DeValier slow to get up, and I was surprised that Coach Johnson has the starters out there with under 2 minutes to go and a comfortable lead.
Yeah.
Baldini will replace DeValier. And hopefully maybe just tweaked an ankle a little bit. Final score from Royal Center as Clay Scott announces over the PA, 22-14 Pioneer over North Miami. The Panthers trailed 14-7 at half, so congratulations to Coach Berry and his Panthers. A good second half comeback. 1st down and 10, Logansport has it. At the 47-yard line, I have to hurry to the line of scrimmage And I was going to say that play clock was at 0 for a couple of seconds before they finally throw the flag. The Matt Lang penalty tracker at least one more time tonight.
Dang.
Ninth penalty, 52 yards for Logansport. Although I'm going to dispute that ninth one, David. It was, again, that personal foul penalty that no yardage was marked off at all, either half the distance or on the ensuing kickoff. But they threw the flag, so I guess it's got to count. So,
yeah, I guess so.
First world problems.
It is.
63 seconds to play. Logansport 40, Twin Lakes 13. The Berries will return home next Friday night when Hamilton Heights comes to town. The first time that we have seen Hamilton Heights in the short time that we've been together. Now victory formation for the Berries. They'll have to do this at least one more time as Herr takes the knee. And the clock will elapse, and Logansport, like we said, have to do it just one more time. They will improve to 4-1 on the season. Twin Lakes will fall to 2-3. The Indians return home after back-to-back road games at Central Catholic and Logansport against Benton Central, team we saw last week. And based on what we've seen these last 2 weeks, Dave, I think Twin Lakes has to feel pretty good about their chances next Friday night. And who knows? We have no idea what Hamilton Heights has for us. I'm sure Coach Johnson will have them well scouted by the time they come to town next Friday night.
Yeah, it's been really impressive, Joe, as I've hung out with Coach Johnson and done these interviews, done these red zone blitzes, gotten to know him a little bit better. Just seeing his practice, seeing how they work on technique. They're all out there in the heat. They all got their shirts off. They're all sweating. They're all business all the time. And I'll let you kind of run out the clock here, but just very impressive win.
So the crowd is on its feet as they rise to give a salute to the Logansport Berries. That will do it. Our final score, Logansport 40, Twin Lakes 13. We'll step aside for a break. When we return, we'll have our post-game show live from Logansport. Baldini is the obvious choice, but we've already given it to him twice.
I thought maybe even the C, but
maybe Coach Johnson will take care of that for us. Thank you very much, Alan James. Welcome back to a jubilant LMH Stadium, as not too many folks have left as they are taking in this homecoming victory. 40-13. The Berries outscored Twin Lakes 19-0 in the second half. As Twin Lakes played an outstanding first half. We're very much in this game, but 93-yard kickoff return for Elliot Baldini to open the second half just seemed to turn this entire game around.
Yeah, I mean, the game started out in that first drive. Thank you very much. That first drive, Twin Lakes just took it all the way down the field and got down to about the 20 or so and it came up with no points. The Berries able to kind of come back, I think, and score. And then, like you said, Joe, I mean, it became a game at half when it could have been a two-score game. It became a one-score game. And then, boy, I feel like Elliot Baldini, he just turned the tide. And I'm sure that, the team aspect with the blocking and things like that, but there were some great moves to get out of trouble, to get out of tackles that he and a lot of those guys made. I'd like to ask the coach, are those moves that are being taught because a lot of their players do them, or these dynamic kind of things that they kind of know what to do, but it's the athlete and not the coaching? I wonder, he'll probably say it's the athlete.
Mm-hmm. So the Berries improved to 4-1 on the season, and history was made tonight, as Dave Packard mentioned, the first ever Hoosier Conference victory for the Logansport Berries after being in the North Central Conference since its inception. One of the founding members of the North Central Conference, the Berries made that difficult decision to leave the conference and move on to the Hoosier Conference. And even though they played a couple of Hoosier Conference opponents, not in the the big school division, so this is their first official conference game. It will be recorded on September the 20th of 2024. Logansport 40 and Twin Lakes 13, pitching a shutout where the Berries in that second half outscoring Twin Lakes 19-0 as their defense bent but didn't break in that second half. Came up with a couple of big stops in the red zone. And Dave, you mentioned it, that opening possession for Twin Lakes where they marched right down the field. Logansport came up with a big stop on 2nd and 10, and then 3rd and 10 forced a field goal, a low kick. And we've got, I believe, our player of the game headed in our direction. So,
we got a couple of homecoming candidates up here.
Well, let's not wait. He made the long walk up. He came all the way. So, one of our players of the game and one of the King candidates, Mr. Packard.
Yeah, Tate Strong right up here with us, and very exciting. Tate, tell us about this game. Just talk about how you feel.
This is our first game in Hoosier Conference, so this meant a lot to us. And, comparing scores, you might have thought that we were going to look really good. We were going to handle them easily after the score with the LCC. But, we prepared hard, and we were just ready to go. We didn't want to take anything for granted. So it was a good game. It showed. It was probably one of the better games I think we've ever played.
It was so exciting to watch. I mean, you lived it, but we got to watch it. Tell us a little bit about what the coach said to you. You have a pretty good first half, and then you're only one possession up. What did the coach say? And you guys just blew it up in the second half.
This Tate's got some well wishers looking up at the press box, so I got to give him a shout out.
Starkey is best. Well, we got. What's up, Chris? We're in there, and we're just that close. Our defense is just right there, and they're just having a couple, plays that are just like breaking out. And if we can just stop those, they won't be able to get any more. And that's exactly what happened. We shut them down, and they just couldn't get anything else on us. So it was good. It was good.
And how does it feel to finally be healthy, Tate? I saw you in the hallway last year. You just wanted to play so bad, but couldn't. Obviously, didn't rush back. It's got to feel good to be back on the field.
Yeah, don't jinx me, Stats. Hey, I'm happy as all get out, man. It's great, and it's awesome not having to have a hurt knee or a bum wrist. So I'm glad I'm healthy. I just want to finish out the senior season having fun. We're having tons of fun. This is awesome. So.
All right, well,
thank you guys.
You can hand the mic over to Chris, and I'll let you get back on the field and enjoy this victory with your teammates. Congratulations. So, Chris
DeValier. The man, myth, the legend, Chris DeValier. And showing great sportsmanship even after, turning it on the second half, turning it up. I saw you out there giving, high, handshakes and stuff and half hugs to the opponents as you left the field. But, Chris, talk about this game. Just talk about what's going through your mind right now.
I think I think we can be a lot better than we think we can. We play physical, we play together, and we play as a team. I mean, Twin Lakes is not a bad opponent. They are very good. They have a very talented quarterback, a lot of talented receiving core, talented running back. They're pretty physical. They played with LCC last week, 21-21 in the halftime. I mean, they are not a bad opponent, and for us to come out here and out-physical them and outplay them and out-hustle them is pretty amazing.
And you said it, out physical them. We talk about the big fellas up front and the job they do opening holes for you. What can you say about those guys up front for you?
Those guys, they bust their butts. I mean, every play they help me up. They don't ever let me pick myself up. They block with pride, and we all play for each other. It's a great thing to see when we can put it all together.
I was talking to Joe during the game, and it's like you're calling a bunch of individual names. You guys work so well as a group, but it's like Devalier does something. Then here comes, Kyle Rosie. Then here comes Deegan. Then here comes, like, Caden Walker and Jackson Walker. And it seems like there's so many people that are so dynamic on this team. And when you guys get on a roll, it is a beautiful thing to see. Can you talk about how you guys get in the zone sometimes? I feel like you were in the second half.
I think that, like when we face a little bit of adversity, we get on each other's butts a little bit, and then it makes everybody mad, and so we play with a little anger, a little fire, and someone makes a big play, and so the next person follows. Caden has a big run, so here I come, I get a big run, then Elliott comes and takes it to the house. Deegan makes a great tackle on the running back in the backfield, then Tate does it, then Caden gets an interception, and it just we feed off each other's successes, and that's what makes us, I think, pretty good.
And some teams wear down. Some teams wear down over the course of the game. You guys seem to get better, to me. It seems like you guys get stronger and you hit harder as the game goes and there's more big plays. Can you talk about why that is?
Belkis and Taylor Ross got his head on a stick, so they got to give those gals a shout out. A couple of my JAG students.
Yeah, who are those folks down there?
That's my cousin.
That's awesome.
Belkis,
She's
cousin?
running up the bleachers. I can't even walk up the stairs. That's awesome. She is so excited. Talk about just you guys getting better as the games go on. Like, do you guys just live on adrenaline in the second half? Or
like we are like animals. Like we feed off each other's energy. See, one person gets hype, and then we just never get tired. Like we don't ever stop, and we go and we play really well. We feed off each other's energy really well. We pick each other up and we play as a team, and then everything. Coach Johnson always says, do the little things, the big things will take care of themselves, and that's exactly what we do. And so, it's pretty great when we can all, when we all play hard and work together, and it plays out really well.
What's the potential for this team?
I think we have a chance to win the conference championship, and hopefully we have a chance to win the sectional championship too. Right now the sky's the limit. We have talented running backs with Elliott, Caden, Jackson. All those running backs. All those running backs are good. We have a great quarterback. We have a great line, great team, great coach. And what's it called? When we put it all together, man, it's pretty special.
All right, Chris, we don't want to take up any more of your time. We'll let you
go
get
celebrate.
Enjoy.
Have a good night tonight. Hey, and your senior leadership, man, you're a great dude. You got great personality. We love you.
So Chris Anthony Devalier and Tate Strong are Coca-Cola players of the game, and now the coach, Mike Johnson, getting some well wishes from the good folks from Monticello. And
how many hands have you shaken already, Coach? Do you think you had about
a lot?
50? Oh, my goodness. Go ahead, Joe.
I'll tell you, Coach, tomorrow people are going to open up the newspaper, the internet, going to see 40-13. It's, boy, an easy victory. This was not an easy win against this team.
No. In the first half it was tough. And Coach O'Shea and then that quarterback in their passing attack's very good. They'll find weaknesses, and he'll come back to it. But we gave up some pass plays that were, blown coverages again. But we're not just sitting in a zone coverage and, come what may. We're trying to do some things that are somewhat difficult. And we're going to test our guys. We're not going to quit doing it. But we made some, adjustments. Our kids made adjustments the second half and played better and didn't make those same mistakes. But we're still a work in progress. But really, I thought the second half defensively, we played pretty well.
I thought all of your kind of big-time players made plays like they were kind of in a carousel, all making plays kind of in a sequence. But I want to talk about Elliott Baldini for a second because a couple times it looked like he was going to go down, or he made moves that were just incredible. When these guys are like, they got somebody on them and they're able to kind of stiff arm them off, are these drills that you run, or, these guys are just natural freaks, or what's going on?
Yeah, it's natural. He's got it. They kind of, if they want to get in the end zone, they'll do that. And he tweaked his ankle earlier, and so we didn't know if he's going to be able to go tonight. He certainly did. And then that second half kick return just ignited us. And we actually told him, we said, that we're going to see if we have that fire, that energy that we need in the second half. And he came out, and we said, let's get a good return, and he returned it. So, he had another great game. He easily could have been up here talking as well. But Chris Anthony and Elliott at fullback is a good two-headed monster for us, and hopefully we'll keep rotating those guys in there.
And another kid you could have brought up here was Jackson Walker. I think maybe his best game of the season. He was a force on both sides of the ball.
Wow, only a sophomore, and man, we're glad he played. He's got a lot of athletic ability, great kid. And, we threw him in because Elliott got hurt. We threw him in at that rush-in position, and he hadn't practiced it. He's just an athlete. Kind of told him what to do, and he gets that strip, sack there at the end, and excited. So I'm happy for him. And he does have he's normally the first guy down on the kickoff, those little things we watch for. He's got great speed, and then he ran the ball extremely well tonight. So if we can get him out in the open with the ball in his hand, he's only a sophomore. So
what kind of feeling do you get when your players make these dynamic plays, when Baldini runs all the way down for that kickoff and really ignites that second half of offense that you guys had? What goes through your mind as a coach? Is it just pure joy, or are you just like can't believe it? Because
it's the next play. It's not. We don't have a big enough lead. It's never a big enough lead. There's a lot of time left. I'm thinking that's great. We returned it, but now they get the ball.
Yeah.
So now we gotta. Hopefully we've made those adjustments defensively. So no, we try not to. It's the next play. It's the next kickoff. Worried about that. So. But you're certainly happy it happens. I told him we'll celebrate after the game. So we'll go tonight, we'll watch those and celebrate that and be excited for them.
Well, speaking of celebrate, Coach, we want to let you go. So go celebrate a homecoming win, first win in the conference, and another home conference game next Friday night.
That's right. We'll be back. And it was a great crowd tonight. It was a great homecoming week. It was a great pep session today. And I know these seniors enjoyed it. And so, the Berries are 4-1. And, we haven't played our best yet. And hopefully we can continue to get better. So very proud of the young men tonight. And you guys, we appreciate you guys.
We want to thank you. You always do my Red Zone Blitz, and you made a lot of memories here tonight. You and the guys. You guys are all a unit, the coaches, players, and everybody's going to remember this night. It was awesome. It was good first half and awesome second half.
Right. Opening game in the conference, first Hoosier conference game, and we played real well against a quality opponent. So thank you guys.
All right.
Go Berries.
Coach Mike Johnson of the victorious Logansport Berries. We will step aside for a break. Once again, our final score: Logansport 40, Twin Lakes 13. When we return, we will wrap things up live from Logansport. Yeah, those two girls are in my JAG class.
That's funny.
Belkis. I didn't know Belkis was Chris's cousin, so she's a good kid, as is Taylor.
It's funny.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.